Xfinity Sports Network.
Down to 3 seconds. Here's the snap. Hold is down. Kick on the way. And it is good. And Matt Prater, in his first game as a Buffalo Bill, has won the ball game here in week 1. The Bills were down by 15. In the fourth quarter, they come all the way back to win the game at the gun with a 32-yard field goal for a 41-40 victory.
I still don't know how it happened. Thank you, Bills Radio. I mean, I do know how it happened. The Ravens choked that game away, and Josh Allen is amazing. But we've got all the TikTok to get through. What a nightcap Sunday. Great. Best game of the day for sure. 41-40. And just like a momentum shifter for the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And yet another double-digit lead that the Ravens choke away in the fourth quarter. Pearl, good morning. How are you? I don't think I've slept. I'm pretty sure I haven't. That was exhilarating.
Yeah. The funny thing is, too, they're playing the Matt Prater field goal. Like, the Bills, like, their biggest fear was leaving too much time on the clock. You know, they like had a...
Well, there were many fears during the game. That
the fact
became
that,
one
the fact that
late.
they were down 15 in the fourth quarter and had to worry about leaving too much time. Like, they were so far... Like, they basically blew out the Ravens because they had so much... They had a minute 20. And the way the defenses were playing, like, that game was over the second, like, there was no stopping anybody all night last night. So I'm saying it's ironic that the Bills, like, had to worry about the clock the other way after a desperate comeback. Like, they easily scored on that last drive. Like, it wasn't even, like, drama.
Well...
To the point there, people saying the Ravens should have gone for it at fourth down because they knew if they punted it back to Josh Allen, game over.
Yeah, so that ends up becoming one of the big moments of the game. And this is going to, there's a million moments from this game last night. Bills win it 41-40, but they were down 15 points with 5 minutes left to go. They are the first team in history to overcome a 15-point deficit in the final 4 minutes, in a season opener and win. It felt so improbable at certain times of this game that the Bills could even get themselves back in it. I didn't even understand how they were still hanging around, considering how Derrick Henry was gashing them.
Yeah.
There were moments that belong on the Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry Hall of Fame highlight reel. I mean, multiple moments. And the fact that the Bills were able to pull this out, you just have to be sick as a Ravens fan because this is starting to feel kind of familiar, you know? And they have these double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, and they are the number one team in the league, Pearl, who should be able to sit on a fourth-quarter lead because of their ability to run the ball, and yet they found themselves with Josh Allen putting together an all-time fourth quarter, 251 passing yards, 251 yards, in the fourth quarter with the 2 rushing touchdowns in a fourth quarter. And it took every bit of it, and I'm like on cloud 9 as a Bills fan, but then I look over at the Ravens and you have to be wondering and just looking around and shaking your head how you lost this game.
Absolutely.
That it felt at times like the deficit was 15. It felt like it could have been 50. I thought at one point the Ravens were going to hang 60 on the Bills. The defense had no answer for them, and yet hanging around, a couple crucial mistakes, including what I consider the turning point of the game, the Derrick Henry fumble. Which,
Finally!
yeah.
Finally!
I didn't turn the camera on myself last night. It was a little late. My kid was asleep, but it was like that. Derrick Henry won them this game and lost them this game. It was remarkable.
Yeah, so this, let's face it, huge game because now the AFC playoffs run through Buffalo. Unless Josh Allen gets hurt, I mean, their schedule, have you looked at the schedule? 17-0 is on the table, and not even in a great way. Like, they don't play a team who won a week 1 game for 9 weeks. Like, they are magic carpet rights. So Baltimore's got to go back to Buffalo if they want to get through the playoffs. And this was a warmer night. Can you imagine, like, Baltimore, Baltimore's problem is Lamar can't win in the cold.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to go back to Buffalo. So they needed this win desperately just to try to wrestle that number 1 seed away. And it's gone like the wind.
Man, I know it is like about the bigger picture, which is a weird thing to say about a week 1 game.
In these two teams, it is.
I know, but I almost just want to like focus in on the details on this. And maybe that's just because maybe my side came out as the victor side. But again, I don't know if the Ravens, like, it just came down to such these little moments because Lamar Jackson had maybe the play of his career, which is saying something, which is he gets out of a sack. He gets out of a sack when he's dead to rights, okay? He not only gets out of the sack.
350 times.
I know, but it's 3rd and 10. He gets out of the sack that would have had them all the way backed up. Not only does he get out of it, he gains 15 yards the other way. And then on the next play, Derrick Henry peels off a massive touchdown run, and you thought that was it. Derrick Henry was amazing. How about the DeAndre Hopkins one-handed touchdown catch like la-di-da? I mean, just unbelievable. And the fact that they would have all these highlights, how they lost this game. I mean, I think they'll turn the page, but if you are a Ravens fan, aren't you just sick? Aren't you just sick? Because they looked at times like it was their Super Bowl to lose. They looked at times like, Pearl, they were the best team in the NFL, period.
I picked them to win the Super Bowl, and and then right before the season, I'm like, the Buffalo could get a home game, and now I wish I had Buffalo. Don't you? I mean, you're way too close to the product here. I don't think you can judge on this, but it did seem like last night was kind of, I'm sorry, I keep getting big picture, like a referendum on the AFC, and I think
on the AFC or just on the Ravens.
No, on the entire AFC because listen,
the Chiefs lost
it's
on
been
Friday?
3 teams in the Final Four of the playoffs for 5 years now. It's been the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. The Chiefs, because of all their injuries on wide receiver, look bad right now.
Tough. So the game was in Brazil. We'll break that down.
You're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
But it does seem like the Bills and the Ravens, and now you know that they're going to be back home for the final game at that stadium, and possibly, the Ravens. Collinsworth, who was calling the game for NBC, pointed out several times in the first half, like this is an important game. Like the Ravens needed this game. And also too, they blow a lot of early season games, right? Like they blew one in this situation last year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year they were bad. So they'll come back and they'll be good, but I got to ask you, both teams, are you worried about the defenses?
Yeah. I said this to you on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, what's your biggest fear about the Bills? Like, the defense. And first of all, there's a specific history that the Bills have just with Derrick Henry. Well, he's been played in multiple different uniforms, obviously, with the Titans before. Now he has made many Bills look silly. And, I mean, Collinsworth, again, was saying last night, embarrassing.
When he shanked that guy with the hand.
Yeah, Cole Bishop, who's half his size, but a safety. Amazing.
He ran past Tyler Rapp like he was standing still.
Dude, there is a major issue with the Bills defense, no doubt. And this was the team to exploit that. And they did. For 3 quarters and a half. And then all of a sudden, this is the thing about the Ravens. I don't think, listen, they're a good enough team. Yeah. They have Lamar. They've got a Super Bowl winning head coach. They should be able, as painful as this probably is, to turn the page. And I'm sure they will, and I know they will. But what does this do for your psyche? Because I think there's a little bit of, listen, the Bills by no stretch, they don't own the Ravens at all. It's nothing like that. But when you lose a game like this, and as much as I want to give all the credit to Josh Allen, he deserves it, and all of it, like the Ravens choked this away.
So you're saying like the Ravens could look at the Bills like the Bills look at the Chiefs?
Maybe there's a little bit of a hierarchy that's starting to emerge, and I don't know if the Bills deserve to be higher in the hierarchy, quite frankly, because I think the Ravens have the better top-to-bottom roster, no doubt. But the Ravens issue last night, not just the Derrick Henry fumble with 3:09 left to go, Ed Oliver having a phenomenal game. They just don't actually had, at least right now, the pass rush just was not there.
When you say better roster, besides Kyle Hamilton, name one good defensive player. You can't. I mean, and the linebacker and
Roquan Smith, yeah.
But even Roquan, I don't know. They've kind of let defense go for offense. They've been just focused so much on getting Lamar weapons that it feels like they've let this atrophy. And I'm so sorry. That defensive coordinator is definitely not getting the job done. They knew this offseason coming in. There were defensive issues last year. The numbers got better because the competition got worse at the end of the year. But I don't know if Orr is going to be able to do this job for the Ravens.
See, the Bills had to pull so much out of their you-know-whats to win this game. To me, I didn't think this was so much a Ravens defense fail. I thought it was the offense couldn't finish the job. And, they started the last 3 possessions that the Ravens had on offense. They ran a total of 8 plays on 3 possessions. They had 2 3-and-outs, and then Derrick Henry fumbled on the second play of that possession. So they had 8 possessions only. They only took like 2 minutes off the clock. To be honest, I actually think that the Ravens offense blew this more than the defense. They started to get cute. The end around to Zay Flowers, just run the ball. The Bills cannot stop you.
Oh, I don't know. The Bills got 500 yards of total offense. That's not like a Super Bowl team doesn't let up a 500-yard game.
And they started picking on Jair Alexander. I get it.
Yeah,
there were some unbelievable plays. Does anyone know who Jackson Hawes is?
Oh
the third
God.
tight end for the Bills?
That's the former power forward for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah. Might as well be. That was his first
I think he's a
catch.
Lakers center. You're thinking of, but yeah.
Spencer Hawes.
Oh, I was thinking Jackson Hayes. If you combine the two of them, you get Jackson Hawes.
A rookie who had his first catch in the biggest moment of the game last night.
Yeah,
to get
no,
the Bills to the goal line.
Well, here's the other thing too is I'm going to do it. I mean, the quarterbacks got a lot of hits last night. Like they were both selling out. Like I don't think the Bills have the easiest schedule in the NFL, but they're not going to run Josh Allen that much. They're going to start doing James Cook to just lean on him. But like I think last night they're like Allen and Jackson were like, I'm going to do everything possible to win this game. They played it like a big game, and they took a lot of touches. So that is like hits. Josh Allen, he doesn't seem
only got
scared.
sacked once, but.
No, I mean, but how many times did he run? Like, or run or extend plays, whatever he wanted to. He had seemed to be totally fearless of the Ravens defense, like 100% fearless.
Yeah, there's still an issue there with why the Bills can't execute
He ran 14
quarterback
times.
sneak.
He ran 14 times, Maggie. Like
yeah, but I don't remember him taking any huge hits in the open field. Like,
but
he
just
was running out of bounds for most of it.
A lot of touches, a lot. I mean, and Lamar ran just 6 times, but. Yeah, again, like they both teams are like, well, we're winning this game. Like we were going to do anything possible. They do not want Josh Allen. Josh Allen extended 1 million plays. The other thing too, there were so many 3rd and long situations where the Ravens just had to cover for like a minute or like a second, and they couldn't do it.
Man, I mean, listen, they're the last 2 MVPs. I would definitely expect that they were going to leave their mark on this game, and they did. Although this was, like, in my opinion, the Derrick Henry game up until the fumble.
Can I tell you one more thought on the Bills?
So good, yeah.
Their superpower is that they don't have a really good receiver, like a number one. So you have no idea who to focus on. Like if you're a defense, like who are you stopping on a big play?
Well, that's like a double-edged sword, right? Because up until the last quarter, Keon Coleman was like looking a little dicey.
Yeah.
And then he came through with some huge plays. Still can't convert on a 2-point conversion to save their lives. But
what do you mean?
And by the way, terrible call on that 1 2-point conversion. This is not about the referees, but it could have been, where he basically gets blocked out of bounds and then comes back in, and they said that he, was out of bounds and was the first person to touch the ball, so they don't get the 2-point conversion. He was being covered out of bounds. He didn't run out of bounds like on his own.
Yeah, I have no idea how you're supposed to officiate that at that level of contact. Yeah, I mean, he was also kind of running out of bounds. He kind of, yeah.
He's got draped all over him. That's not the spirit of the rule.
Well,
the spirit of the rules, you're not supposed to be able to like run behind the goalpost and then come back in and catch a ball.
It's better than Christian Benford just holding a guy's collar running down the field right in front of the ref and not calling that.
How about worse than Josh Allen sliding for the first down? Clearly got it, and they didn't give it to him.
Well, did they go to the announcing expert and they all explain that away?
It's clear as day. Who was it? McCauley, whatever the guy's name is for NBC. He said, no, it should have been a first down. I just didn't understand any of that. Anyway, it wasn't like there was one super egregious call, although I thought that one, the Josh Allen slide, was pretty bad.
I thought the Benford non-PI was pretty bad. I mean, the internet went nuts on that one.
Well, I mean, this was as tight at the end as you could possibly be.
By the way, are we going to be able to, like cardiac-wise handle this season? I mean, that was week 1, Maggie.
That was just a hell of a way to finish out the day. Because although it was a lot of sloppy football, there was, as you'd expect, week 1, there was a lot of like, what are they doing? Defense has clearly ruled the day. This and the Jets Steeler game were really the only two where the offenses seemed to be moving like with any kind of cohesion or
you betcha.
Really doing what they wanted to do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This was a hell of a nightcap. I'm just curious about, are the Ravens big game chokers? Like, do they deserve to have that label? And are you worried about your Super Bowl pick now after seeing that last night?
I mean, I love Malachi Starks in college, but I mean,
dropped an interception.
Yeah, I think they're going to Buffalo in the playoffs, probably in the second round, and it's going to be another crazy game. I mean, maybe the Bills beat the Chiefs and maybe the Ravens beat the Bills. I think you set up perfectly. Like every team here has a boogeyman except the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Who might be the Chargers now.
The Eagles.
Yeah. The Tom Brady, he's gone. They're booking. This is it's amazing. You think the offense would do better because that new kickoff rule puts everybody in great position to start every drive. So I would think the offenses are going to really have a huge year, much better than last year because they're starting. A lot of guys are starting right around midfield.
I know.
But the offenses were really sloppy. Like you said, no surprise.
Yeah, not a week one, and then you had that nightcap. Wow. 888-710-4ISN. Smokes if you got him, guys. I mean, that was a hell of a game.
Oh, my God. Are you okay? Like, how are you emotionally? Like,
go Bills.
Wrung out.
Yeah.
Again,
it's week one, Meg.
No, I know, but when it was like when Derrick Henry is running roughshod, there were so many times I just wanted to turn the game off, and probably should have, quite frankly, for my own sanity. But no, didn't do it, and then can't sleep after the game, obviously.
Yeah, but if you go to bed early and then you wake up to see that the Bills won, I know people who went to the game that left the game.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen called him out after.
So, I mean, if you had woken up this morning after seeing, that they came back and won, what's worse?
Oh, like I would have liked to seen that live?
Yeah,
and
bro.
live through
That's
it?
one of the best games you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. I said to Boomer Esiason this morning in the makeup room, I said, I never thought I'd see a more impressive comeback than his former college roommate, Frank Reich.
Oh,
What the hell was that all about?
And that one was still bigger, technically, but this was the greatest. They were so dead.
It feels in the moment a bit.
I don't think
You
so.
think it was better than the Frank Reich comeback?
Yeah. No, it was in the playoffs, so it was a little bit different. And it was a backup quarterback, so it's all apples to oranges. But I thought there was no chance they could win that game last night because of how the Ravens were running all over them.
Yeah, but they weren't getting stopped either, though.
Yeah, but they were like, it all felt like by the skin, like the Ravens were scoring easily and the Bills were scoring, felt like not so easily. Like they were pulling magic tricks out of their
Again,
butts.
I mean, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, by the way, earned
so good.
his last year's MVP tonight. I don't think he did it last year. Tonight, he earned the MVP. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, actually.
Yeah, because Lamar has Derrick Henry, I think Josh Allen I get he's Superman. There's just, last night he was Superman. When he threw that little shuttle pass after 7 guys were chasing him, like he is Superman. But then again, it's week one.
Yeah, listen, the Chiefs are going to be waiting. Well, we can talk about that. What happened to
No,
Brazil
I don't
on Friday
know.
night?
About that?
I don't know, man. EJ coming off a patellar tendon injury is getting tried out for wide receiver at the Chiefs.
There you go.
And Hollywood Brown can turn any potential 10-yard gain into a 3-yard gain. It's a magic superpower that dude has.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll get to that game. And by the way, I know we have a big audience in the state of Texas right now. I saw a lot of this on social media last night when Derrick Henry is just zigzagging, just running over guys every way possible. The fact that the Cowboys didn't sign Derrick Henry, and what was the excuse?
$8 million or what?
Needed the money from Micah Parsons.
Oh, is that what the... Oh.
That didn't age well. So a lot of that. So if you're feeling that, we will get to Micah Parsons' debut with the Green Bay Packers. Ends with a big sack on Jared Goff to... Well, not seal the win because that was a Packers win going away, but he does look like a finishing piece.
Are we ready to talk about the 2 smallest markets in pro sports meeting in the Super Bowl? I mean, it feels like Buffalo and Green Bay. You laugh now about Micah Parsons when you see him in the Super Bowl, Mag. Sorry. Not to jump ahead on week 1 overreactions, but...
Let's not fast forward through this whole thing too quickly. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I feel like that was just like an info dump of just like everything we saw in that game last night. But we know today's about you. Today is about the game you saw yesterday that you want to talk about with us. You're welcome to it. We're going to try to get to everything we saw over the weekend, including the college games. Florida got upset by USF. Arch Manning back on the field, all of it. But what you want to talk about, let us know. 888-710-4ISN. Again, we'll try to get to everybody.
Yeah. So, by the way, and no Michael Penix jokes. Okay.
Go Bills.
Yeah. There's a just the tip joke.
Yeah. All right, Maggie, grow up. Football season is back on Prize Picks. Oh, my gosh, what a weekend on Prize Picks. So many different sports to choose from. It's the best time of year for Prize Picks. Every day we make choices, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid with millions of users, billions of dollars awarded in winnings. Prize Picks, best place to put your takes to the test. So simple to use. You just pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win big.
Yeah, it's not just the NFL. It's college football. It's Premier League. It's the WNBA. It's baseball. I mean, this is one of the greatest times of year because so many sports are going on. You got to get down with Prize Picks. The app is fast, it's safe, it's secure. Don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code M&P. Get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code M&P on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks, it is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
M&P. You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Second down. Here's the handoff. Jacobs cuts it back to the end zone. Touchdown!
Stand it up!
Off the
Stand it
left
up!
side of the line. Jacobs cut it back to the right. It's 23-6 Green Bay.
I am all about the Green Bay Packers, Maggie. I don't care how many snaps Micah Parsons plays. Welcome back to the show, Maggie and Perloff. I don't care how many he played. Dude, Matt definitely made an impact. I don't want to hear any crap from Dallas about how Kenny Clark is better than Micah Parsons. I don't want to hear Dan Campbell, the Lions coach, saying we were really scared of Kenny Clark. Dan, you know what? Just like
Go eat a kneecap.
Yeah. Go
Cool
eat a
off.
kneecap. Maybe pray that Ben Johnson comes back to you because your offense looked awful. Micah Parsons is a game changer, even only playing about 45% of the snaps last night, Maggie.
And thank you to Packers Radio Network for that highlight. This was the Lions fan worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what you were hoping was oversold and would not happen. I know it's only week 1, it's a division game, all the disclaimers in the world, but you're right, Pearl. That offense did not look the same. There was not, and I'm not even expecting stumble, bum, and like all of the other weird, gimmicky kind of plays they would run the offense. It was either the Packers defense looks gangbusters, which is partially probably, but also that offense for the Lions just looked like someone had taken the air out of half the tires. It was like running at half speed.
Well, I think they did get a lot of pressure on Goff, so he didn't really have a lot of time. And even when Goff did make a big throw, like he got hit right afterwards. So I think the Packers pressure, I mean, look at all those guys. Now that Parsons is getting a double team, that frees up Devontae Wyatt, that frees up Rashawn Gary. Like, this is a Super Bowl formula. Yeah, I mean, but a lot of that, when Parsons was in the game, all the attention he got was pretty incredible to me.
Yes, let's go to the phones. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Again, we're going to try to get to every single game, but if you want to talk about your game, call us up. Darren is in Dallas. Watch Micah Parsons yesterday, Darren, and you thought what?
Hey, good morning, Perloff, and you too, Maggie. But listen, I'm not sad that Micah's up in Green Bay. If you look at, I told your producer, just look at 10 running plays. Not even nowhere near tackling. We don't miss that at all here. He has one sack. He always got double team in Dallas. There's nothing different, but he doesn't do anything on the run. Not worth $40 million. And I don't think Green Bay is going to make it. And then secondly, Perloff, I know you love the Eagles. Hey, if every coach was fired and we said, and the coach and the team said, hey, we got to go out there and get a coach. They're not saying, oh my gosh, we got to get Nick Sirianni. Listen, your Eagles aren't going to make it either. So anyway,
Darren, I have a question. Who's the best GM in football?
Howie.
And who did Howie try to trade for? Micah Parsons.
What's that? What's that?
Howie tried to trade for Micah Parsons. There are multiple reports that the Eagles tried to get Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. So that to me says that Howie sees something there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Howie was able to get him. He's the best GM in football, but that doesn't make Nick Sirianni anything because it's all Howie's team, not Nick's. So he's the Barry Switzer. He's the Barry Switzer. So I got to get to work. Hey, shout out to my boss, Jason Wettenhall. See you, buddy.
Yeah, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
By the way, Darren's right. Micah Parsons probably isn't good against the run. That might be a thing.
No, we have evidence of that.
It's
fine. But this game wasn't actually about the run. Neither team really was able. Well, we played the Josh Jacobs touchdown, but it really wasn't about the run kind of for either team.
Well, I would say one thing. The Lions defense, when the Packers jumped at the early lead, just gashed them at will. So the Lions defense didn't show up either. Forget all those guys coming back healthy. I know some of them are still recovering. Like, nothing about the Lions looked good.
Hey, Manny, can we hear cut 19, please? Here's Micah Parsons on the contract dispute. So getting a little bit more detail of how he was feeling during what he said was the last 6 months, actually, of going back and forth between him and the Cowboys.
This last 6 months was super draining, super toxic for everyone. I mean, it's something that, I don't think no player should have to go through. I think players' fate should be decided earlier. I think the fact that I was traded a week before the season, it was really outrageous and rough. It's something where I could have been with these guys getting better and better, and we could have had a probably even more dominant start, if that was the decision we were going to make.
Yeah, so that was Parsons. Yeah, toxic is how he described it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard part of that side. I didn't hear the whole thing. I mean, that is damning on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
888-710-4ISN. I think
I don't know his name.
We're going to have to see tonight. You get Bears-Vikings, so we'll see how the rest of the NFC North looks. But I thought this was a really big moment for the Green Bay Packers. People are already high on Green Bay. Then they pull off the stunning trade. Was Micah bad against the run? Yes, but he has the highlight of the sack that basically ended the game for Detroit, although they were already down by a couple scores. Yeah. And again, to your point, if he's helping take some attention, even for the limited snaps he had yesterday, like, look at what it did. Like, they paid Rashawn Gary. This is what they're hoping for. I thought the Packers defense was beyond impressive.
Yeah, I mean, so he had 3 pressures in 29 snaps. One was a 2-yard loss. One was an interception. One was a sack. Lucas Van Ness is the only one who had more pressures with 4. By the way, Lucas Van Ness, who they picked at number 12 overall. I think I said something preseason. I'm like, oh, that seems like a wasted pick. But they probably have the second best defensive line as far as first round picks out there, with the New York Giants being number 1. Sorry, I'm just taking a shot at the Giants fan here because they have this crazy defensive line that is totally useless on that team. I mean, their defensive line is so insanely good, and it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. Where the Packers have been collecting first-round picks on the defensive line, and it's actually going to make an impact. So,
you just got half the show very mad at you.
I know.
Before we get to Bogish, because I think there's smoke coming out of his ears, let's get to Brent, who's in Seattle. Brent, that was a crushing way to lose. I thought when the Seahawks start driving down the field at the end of the game, and it looked easy how you were slicing through the 49ers at the end of the game, and then obviously the Sam Darnold fumble. I mean, that just was painful. How are you feeling today?
Well, I thought that they would score.
Yeah.
I just came to mind that that's why the Vikings did not re-sign Darnold. The idea was that McDonald is the defensive coach. He wants to build around defense, run the ball, just have Darnold basically just run the offense and not a huge passing game. But he needed to be better than that, and they had 13 points for the game, and he needed to score more than 13.
I know, but Brent, offense was not coming easily to either. It's funny, and thank you for the phone call, and I think you're right about McDonald, but quickly, it felt like San Francisco was actually doing a lot of what they wanted to do on offense, but then you look up and they have no points. It was like the red zone was such an adventure, as it has been for the 49ers, and then Seattle just had a perfect opportunity they let slip through their fingers because they had the 49ers on their heels on that final drive. They got to the red zone, it felt like in a blink of an eye, because of Darnold to JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then obviously the sack fumble, Nick Bosa, finishes it off.
Wow, pushed the lineman into him. But so the San Francisco blew a bunch of games, maybe 5 games with special teams last year. This would have been another one on that list. But Sam Darnold's going to take all those things and arrows. That run game, which was so hyped up coming in the game, was awful. 1st and 5, the play before, they keep running Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet into the line. They average 3.2 yards per carry. I know that Mike McDonald wants to recreate the Ravens, but the Ravens would you have to abandon the run. You have to start passing the ball. Your run game is not good. Your line is not good. So Seattle looks like
another. Who are their receivers? Like on the flip side, you have JSN.
Well, Cooper Kupp was terrible, by the way. Oh my God, what happened to Cooper Kupp? I know he fell. He's older, but. Yeah. And Elijah Arroyo was a non-factor who they cut. Noah Fant, we see him scoring touchdowns elsewhere. The Seahawks are looking at another 8-9. I'm sorry to jump ahead, but that team feels like they are stuck in limbo. But they did save a few dollars on Darnold by not keeping Geno, so that's good.
Geno with a big win yesterday. How about the Raiders locker room? Looked like they just won the AFC Championship game. The way they were
off. I ain't right back though.
The way they were celebrating beating the New England Patriots. We'll get to that game in a bit. Let's get to Andrew Bogish, who's got the latest and greatest. Again, you want to talk about your game. Let's go. 888-710-4ISN. What's up, Bo?
Maggie and Maggie only. Good morning. Headlines are sponsored by Prize Picks. Don't miss any of the action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME and get a $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Gated off the chain.
Matt Prater sent treadmills into a frenzy last night with his game-winning 32-yard field goal for the Bills over the Ravens on the season premiere of Sunday Night Football. Up until last Wednesday, Prater was one of us, north of 40, graying hair, coaching his kids' team. Then the Bills signed him Thursday because of Tyler Bass's groin injury. Bass goes on IR, and Prater kicks last night.
My son plays quarterback. I actually am an assistant coach for his team back in Arizona, and that's actually what I was doing when I got the phone call, was writing practice out for the kids. I kind of passed off those duties.
Yeah, he passed those off and settled for a 32-yard winner as time expired last night. The last of 16 unanswered points in the final 3:56 for those Bills. They won 41-40 after trailing by 15 on 2 different occasions late in this one. The Ravens' collapse included Derrick Henry fumbling with just over 3 minutes to go.
Like a days ago, and they made a play, but I put the boss on me. I'll take care of the ball. I'll be a different situation.
It's from the post-game spaceship. He said, "It's my fault. I took the blame. Apologized to my teammates." Now, before crushing his own squad, Henry was crushing the Bills, 169 yards and 2 scores.
Very helpful for my fantasy team. Thank you very much.
And that's all we care about.
That's right.
The Bills coming to the rescue last night of the AFC East, which saw the Patriots lose at home to the Raiders 2013. The Jets come up short against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers 34-32. And the Dolphins no-show in Indy 33-8. 3 turnovers from Tua, while Daniel Jones looked like Peyton Manning plus Andrew Luck with 272 yards and 1 score throwing and 2 TDs running. Mike McDaniel remains too small to be a good head coach.
Turnover on downs. You run into the kicker. You across the board. That's not a formula. And so that formula is for failure and nothing else. Because we're another day closer to death.
Yeah, we're getting fired.
I've never seen a coach give up more in my entire life than this man.
How about the players? The players, I think, gave up a little more.
I mean, there was an obvious challenge early in the game. He's just like, nah, what's the point?
This is what Gen Z calls quiet quitting.
Yeah. He's like, basically like, who knew there might be 13 guys on the field? There might be done. Like, I didn't even know if they were calling plays into Tua. They just like kind of, it's a quiet quitting. Like the entire team, like, there's like, let's just get out of here. Like,
stand corrected.
Tyreek screaming on the sideline already. It wasn't even halftime yet.
You think there's still time for him to join the 49ers staff to get back to the Super Bowl or something?
I tuned in for this one moment of the game and put the volume on, and they were just going over the like litany of errors that Mike McDaniel had, like procedural errors. Like there were like 14 in the first half alone. You called it a long time ago that he'd be the first coach to get fired. I don't think you could have been. I think you could have been more aggressive on that one.
I literally did Google, has a coach ever been fired after week 1? It never happened, according to AI Overview, which sucks.
Oh, you're a big fan of AI Overview.
It never happened. Not week 1. If Nathaniel Hackett can make it 8 weeks,
Amen.
Mike McDaniel probably
Hackett
should.
was close in that first game.
That's true. He should have been fired after the first game. That's when you start looking up the assistant coaches. You're like, all right, who could take over?
Oh yeah, did you find anyone?
No, but also I always worry because you don't want to be that team who plays a team after they fire the coach. You know, like the new coach bump.
Sure.
So you never want to be. So I was like, all right, trying to figure out.
I knew how I knew the Dolphins were washed? When I saw Tua Tagovailoa wearing them French braids. I'm like, yeah. Hawaiian quarterback wearing French braids is crazy. I'm sorry. They had no chance to win as soon as I saw him wearing them. When he took that helmet off, I'm like, what? What did he do to his hair?
He's always got some look. Remember the teeth?
Oh, you don't know
the cap, the veneers.
Year to year, you can't even recognize him.
You guys see the meme of like Russell Wilson always looks like a different like ethnicity every season. I feel like it's also Tua Tagovailoa. Like, I'm like French braids on Hawaiian. I've never seen that before. Crazy.
I gotta take a look.
Maggie, they have a lot of potential coaches, by the way.
Yeah.
They have a lot of former big-time coaches here.
Darrell Bevel,
Eric Stoodsville, Bobby Slowick, former Texans coordinator.
Anthony Weaver's interview for jobs.
He'll probably get it.
Yeah.
2-time former interim coach, Anthony Weaver.
Wait, Joe Barry. Is he a coach? Was he an interim? Am I imagining?
No, he was the defensive coordinator in Green Bay. That was
jettisoned. Did he ever get an interim spot?
I don't think so. I mean, I know Green Bay did if they didn't want him to have any responsibilities.
No, the fan base was ready to get him out of town
riot.
with a pitchfork. They took a guy from college. They're like, we'll take anybody. Just get this guy out of here. And looks
who's
like
awesome,
Jeff
by the way.
Hafley looks really good.
He's going to be a head coach soon in the NFL.
Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU remain atop the AP college football poll. Number 9, Illinois. Number 10, Florida State, debuting in the top 10 this week. Carlos Alcaraz is once again the number 1 male tennis player in the world, retaking that top spot from Jannik Sinner by beating him in 4 sets to win the U.S. Open yesterday.
Today I just I was brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest and to be correct. The one set Alcaraz lost yesterday was the only one he dropped all tournament long. He called himself brilliant, by the way, on Sky Sports.
One more time, please.
After the match.
Today I just I was brilliant, to be honest.
Have you ever thought that about yourself in your life?
No. Have you ever been brilliant to say it?
He's making tennis boring. Do we all agree on this? Like, what was the point of watching the U.S. Open? Like, as Djokovic said,
who was watching it yesterday? I mean, the middle. They started at 2:30 or whatever in the middle of football. Godspeed.
Did you hear Joker's quotes after he lost Alcaraz? He's like, "What's the point? Like, what are we all doing here? Like, this guy's going to win every tournament. He's going to break the major record. Like, once you're the best player in tennis, you just win every tournament."
Well,
and
Sinner, they had like a good rivalry for like 30 seconds, and then Alcaraz just got back on the court.
On that surface, I mean, I don't know if Sinner beat him there last year, but it feels like Alcaraz is going to win 30 majors. It's a little boring. I'm sorry. Like, he's like LeBron, the tennis player, and there's no Steph Curry.
But what's going on that we are like, if that's all true, that we're on like 5 consecutive GOATs? Like we've gone from like Sampras lived for a while as the master, the majors leader, and then we went from Federer into Nadal into Djokovic. Now we're going right into Alcaraz.
My theory is the rackets are so good that everybody can serve. Like there's no. It used to be.
Wouldn't that lead to parity if the rackets were so good?
Well, no, because the best players are not going to
rackets.
They're not going to get broken though. So like the top players are never going to get broken. So back in the day, like you had no idea what was going to happen with those little wooden rackets. Like anything could happen.
Yeah, no, that seems logical to me.
No, I mean the rackets have
issue.
The rackets have led to a level of consistency. That's totally spot on. What's wrong with that theory? They used to be way more inconsistent because the rackets were too small.
I'm over here just sipping my coffee, listening, and being persuaded by you.
Being brilliant.
Yeah, being brilliant. Are you kidding me? I'm brilliant.
Anyone got a better theory?
I don't. That's why I'm persuaded by you.
Just all-time talent. I mean, I think they're just going through a crazy run here.
No, I think it's
like the Federer, Nadal, Djokovic is kind of remembered as like the 3 guys were like Federer started off as the dominant one, but they were all kind of beating each other. So I don't think there was one guy there.
Yeah, it feels more like we're entering now an era of a solo guy. Like Nadal and Federer were kind of both great at the same time, and then Djokovic kind of became great while Nadal was still great. I don't think anyone's touching this guy.
Well, Sinner maybe.
Sunday didn't look like Sinner should have been on the same court as him.
And that was a lot of tennis to be talking on this Monday morning.
It was the U.S. Open final.
Yeah, fair. Bogusch, thank you so much. Again, you want to talk about your game, let's go. 888-710-4ISN. We got so much more to get to, including San Francisco surviving in Seattle and more on Micah Parsons' debut in Green Bay. It's the Maggie and Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Unbelievable day. Week 1 delivering the nightcap was just stunning. How did the Ravens lose that game to Buffalo? They were up 15 points, Pearl, with 4 minutes left to go. And somehow Josh Allen, the Bills, along with the Ravens just getting super conservative and their defense letting up, combined for an all-time comeback. John's in Indianapolis. John, I said before it was the greatest comeback in Bills history. I might have been a little prisoner of the moment there, considering what Frank Reich did in 1992 in the wild card game, but it was unbelievable.
By the way, no, you said it was the greatest comeback in NFL history. I just wanted
I meant to say Bills history.
Well, thank God, because I just got shocked back to life from the paramedics after dealing with that comment, because I got to be honest with you, that was a good comeback. Frank Reich's comeback was unbelievable, but when you had said the greatest, I thought the greatest comeback regular season possibly might have been Peyton Manning down 22 in Tampa Bay a couple of years ago, and then my opinion, the greatest comeback of all time is obviously number 12 against the Falcons, 28-3 in the third.
Wow,
That, of course. Like, no one's going to ever hold a candle to what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl. And sorry for our Atlanta fans who had a tough loss yesterday and even tougher one in that Super Bowl. I mean, technically, I think the biggest one is actually Kirk Cousins, right? Wasn't it Cousins led the biggest comeback? It was the Vikings against the Colts, no?
That pass Frank Reich?
I believe it was 33-0. I think Kirk was down 33-0, and Frank Reich, it was a 32-point comeback.
What was
35-3.
What was the Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, 27-0?
I think
that was
so.
27-0.
Yeah. God.
Monday
But
Night
the funny thing is,
another
you say that lead, like, the Bills had plenty of time for that field goal. That's the funny thing. They weren't even rushed at the end.
No, but it was so weird because I was saying this to my husband last night, also a big Bills fan. We're watching in stunned disbelief, and it's like there's so much time left. This is about 9.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. He's like, there's so much time left for the Bills to come back, but they could not stop the run. So it felt like a comeback was never even in the cards. So you needed a little bit of each to get to where you got to with a 41-40 Bills win because the offense got conservative and the defense, I think, just got a little tired.
Well, I don't think the defense was very good from the get-go, but they got the ball back with a minute 26. The Bills did.
Yep.
So that was more than enough time to get in field goal range. I mean, if they had hit any of their 2-pointers, then it would have been a lot easier, by the way.
That's true. Andreas is in Chicago, wants to talk about Micah Parsons' debut with the Packers. What's up, Andreas?
No, I think Micah had a good game for his debut. My only issue with Micah is the last couple of days he's been poking at the Cowboys. Well, it seems to me he's a little bitter. He wishes probably still in Dallas. Even himself, he said in late 2024, he didn't need to be the highest paid non-quarterback defensive player. And look how it turned out from late 2024 to where we're at now. So I hope when he plays the Cowboys destroy him. And Micah, screw you.
Andreas.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I wasn't sure where that was going, but yeah, no, I get the bitterness. I totally understand it. If you want to stack up the lies that were told on both sides here, Micah Parsons' lies versus Jerry Jones' lies, I think Jerry just has a greater volume of lies. Yes, Micah said, I don't need to be the highest paid non-quarterback. That turns out not to be the case.
Yep.
Obviously, that's what he wanted, but Jerry also lies his face off over the last 6 weeks or 6 months, excuse me. And up until the last 2 days, Jerry was lying to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and I get the bitterness, but I think Micah ended up in a better situation because I don't think the Cowboys are in a position to contend for a Super Bowl right now. So Micah all of a sudden is fast-tracked to a Super Bowl contender for without doubt. By the way, they play Week 4 on Sunday Night Football. Packers, Cowboys, that is going. And the Cowboys look pretty good in week 1. I think that's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot of Micah in our faces that week.
I think the Packers are going to crush them.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I thought the Cowboys looked like if they could definitely, if Dak is healthy, they win 75% of their games. I mean, so this is not a good Cowboys team, but still, they have Dak and CeeDee Lamb. I know CeeDee had some drops, but.
Yeah, he'll fix that. I mean,
I think that they could be in the game. I mean, Parsons is going to be funny that week.
It's going to be weird.
Screw you.
The opening line is just 1.5. It's, Packers are favored 1.5 on the road, so that's nothing. I was more. It's not that I wasn't impressed with the Cowboys, right? We were impressed by what the Cowboys, how they showed up on that opening game against Philadelphia. I just think that Jalen Carter injury changed a lot of what Dallas wanted to do on offense, and I think Green Bay's defense looked great yesterday. So
yeah, I understand what you're saying. First of all, that game was in Green Bay.
That's true.
And Detroit has
been winning in Green Bay over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they start off like Jordan Love was a house on fire, and then they just got conservative. I kind of think that Dallas game is going to. I think Dallas is going to be fired up and make it a closer game than it should be.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. You want to talk about your game? Let's go. Say good morning to everyone in the chat, the Weedos, coffee drinkers, youtube.com/Infinity Sportsnet, twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network, and on Twitter @Maggie Gray. Jump on in.
Micah, screw you.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Rodgers under center. Play action pass. Rolling to his right. Fires off the back foot. Calvin Austin. Touchdown
Pittsburgh Steelers. The play-action pass. He gets Austin in the right portion of the end zone for the touchdown pass. 4th of the day for Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you to Steelers Radio Network for that. I don't think that the Steelers really wanted Aaron Rodgers to have to carry them yesterday, but they did. Both defenses, both the Steelers and the Jets, leaving a bit to be desired in what became kind of a shootout of a game. Although ultimately the Steelers defense did put an exclamation point at the end with the Jets driving with a minute left to try to take the lead. Could have won the game on a field goal. But Jalen Ramsey hit Garrett Wilson so hard he just dropped the ball and would have been a first down and would have kept the drive going. But ultimately, Aaron Rodgers won, Jets nothing in the big revenge game, Pearl.
Yeah, so a friend of the show, Dr. Rock Positano, renowned foot doctor, wanted to do a victory tour, and he was very adamant last night to me. He said that Aaron Rodgers would get on our show, and he played me the clip, would get healthier and more confident in his Achilles, and it would take exactly 2 years from the injury. And you saw it at the last week of last season, and you saw it this week. Obviously, he's a different player. He's just physically a different player than he was last year, and I think that has to do with recovering from the Achilles. He looked completely comfortable back there, throwing to God knows who, but he just looked like the old Rodgers to me. He wasn't very mobile, but he still looked like the old Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the arm talent's never going to go away, but there was a poise element to what they had that Rodgers displayed, which, I'm not surprised at all, but you could tell how much they, again, were kind of leaning on him to sort of be the difference maker. I mean, the Steelers scored 14 points in the 56 seconds between closing the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was a Jaylen Warren touchdown, but then a fumble recovery that set up the Rodgers to Calvin Austin connection, and that was the highlight you just heard, the 31-26 lead. To me, this is fine for Rodgers and the Steelers. They walk away with a win, most important thing. The whole revenge aspect of it, why does Rodgers have to be so extra with all this stuff? You were barely a Jet. You were barely a Jet. You got hurt the first year.
Don't be a freaking weirdo.
The second year was totally unforgettable. You get run out of town. Everyone gets fired. But in Jets land, that's just like any other Wednesday. That happens all the time. Guys get fired. The owner's a disaster. All that stuff. So Rodgers talking about how, I wanted to beat everybody, and how, after the game, of course, after a win, he makes it that this was some kind of huge revenge game. It's just
I don't know. He just made fun of it. I totally disagree. First of all, it's incredible how history repeats itself. A guy leaves the Jets and his passer rating goes up by between 20 and 60% immediately. He's going to have Brett Favre leaving the Jets going to Minnesota here. He's going to throw 35 touchdowns. He'll be in the MVP race.
I didn't even know that was possible in an Arthur Smith offense. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns yesterday, but here's
35 is not a ton, by the way. He already has 4 in the first week. He's going to be a productive quarterback. He called the Jets and said, hey, I want to play, and they said no. Luckily for the Jets, Justin Fields looked great, too. So otherwise, this would be egg on the face of the Jets. Why not? Why are you blaming Rodgers?
Well, here's what I'm talking about, though. Manny, can I hear cut one, please? Rodgers responding to a question about how good it feels to beat Aaron Glenn and the Jets. Remember, Aaron Glenn and Rodgers had a big powwow where Rodgers says Glenn didn't even try to get to know him, basically threw him out of his office.
Beating him, is there significance in that, since he basically told you to your face that he didn't think you were right for that team?
Yes, that's what he did.
So there's significance in beating him for you?
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets. I said, you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly.
Well, Maggie, that's not exactly blowing up in that. I mean, he didn't call out Glenn specifically, which is nice, I guess.
Okay, more from Aaron Rodgers. Says it was good to remind the Jets he can still play.
It was nice to win, especially, hearing some of the cat calls out there and the boo birds. I'm not sensitive about that. I expected that, I kind of like that. But there were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore. So it was nice to remind those people that I still can.
Listen.
I said, you don't know me.
To the victor goes the spoils.
Yeah.
34-32. But they did score 17 points in the fourth quarter. The one thing about Rodgers is, and he's not saying this, I'm saying this. This can't be your Super Bowl. That's not what this is about for Pittsburgh. This is about him being the difference in them being a playoff team that gets blown up in the wild card round or a playoff team that actually can win a playoff game. And to be honest and be fair to Rodgers, like, that's what he's brought in to do.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, like, that wasn't Joe Namath guaranteeing a Super Bowl win over the Colts. That was just sort of answering the questions. I thought that was pretty low key. I'm not sure. How did you describe it? Like this victory tour? You're saying in NFL speak that's a victory tour? Because, I mean, obviously, like, it was nice to beat them. I don't think remember Aaron Rodgers got to New York and said that Lombardi trophy looks lonely? He's given none of that to Pittsburgh. He hasn't mentioned being even a contender once. This year feels like gravy for him, right? Like, he's like, I'm going to retire. Let's see what happens. You think, has he mentioned the word Super Bowl once in Pittsburgh?
So it changed a little bit. You'll remember the offseason, and I forgive fans if you're not following the every little moment of this like we are. We're super locked in on it. But yes, Rodgers was downplaying everything when he first arrived. And then Pat McAfee showed up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and it was like they were having the Super Bowl coronation show. They did start talking about like they all started feeling themselves. I'm just saying that nothing that Rodgers did yesterday, this is all like fine and good that you got the win. So I'm not begrudging you that because this division's going to be hard. But the Rodgers story only matters if they actually win a playoff game at the very least. You're saying it's all gravy. I don't agree with you.
Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns in his season opener, 0 interceptions against a team that cut him, basically. And you don't think that's worth celebration? Like, that's like Rodgers should be actually much louder in celebration. He should drive to the facility and show him the box score. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Like, if that was any other situation, I think most people would be like, a lot of people don't like Rodgers, but if this was Sam Darnold going against the Vikings, everyone would be like, oh my God, did you see what he just did? I thought Rodgers was relatively low key for what he could have been.
Well, he hasn't appeared on McAfee yet. Just wait. We get Tuesday. We're going to get the follow-up. And this is probably not the last we've heard of it because Rodgers can't help himself. Like, he should probably just turn the page, but I don't think he's going to because he revels in this kind of thing. And listen, if you like petty, that's great. Steph Curry calls himself the petty king. Like, it's you. How
was that petty? I mean, like, if you want to see petty, if I was in that situation, I would have been tearing Aaron Glenn a new one. The dude basically called him out. He said, "Come to New York so we can cut you in person."
And how do we know that? Because Rodgers told us. He could have just moved on. There was no public, like, Aaron Glenn didn't come out and be like, so Aaron Rodgers just was in my office and I told him, get the hell out of here. Like, we only know because Rodgers made it a thing. Rodgers just needs he needs to create a story, you know?
This is not creating a story. This is a story. This would be, if it was any other quarterback, you'd be like, oh my God, did you see that? I just think it's because of all this back stuff with Rodgers. You're downplaying it. There's no creating a story. The Jets cut him. He went in there in their home field and scored 34 points on a Pittsburgh offense and never scores 34 points.
I hear you. I don't think that Rodgers was there long enough. Well, yeah, maybe he feels a certain type of way because they cut him, no doubt. But arguably, he ends up in a way better situation because at least Pittsburgh is likely a playoff team. And the other part, too, is Rodgers also has to take some accountability for why things went wrong in New York. Like, it's not his fault he tore his Achilles. That's not what I'm talking about. But he wanted the guys he wanted. He wanted the offensive coordinator he wanted. He needed his guys. They trade for Devontae Adams in a lost season. They made they acquiesced in so many ways. He's flirting with whether or not he wants to be the vice president nominee. Like, Rodgers also, it takes... I never give any credit to the Jets because I think they will find the banana peel and step on a rake no matter what happens. But Rodgers should also take a little accountability for how things went badly in New York.
Things went badly because he was limping for the entire first half of the season. Things went badly because of his leg. I don't think that all that off-field stuff probably would have gotten them eventually, but like he just was not... He couldn't move at all until about week 9. And then finally he got his legs underneath him and it was way too late. I don't think the vice president stuff, I understand. Like, so why wouldn't that be hurting the Steelers now? By the way, that being said, I don't think the Steelers are going to score 34 points a week from here on out. I think this was a bit of an anomaly. They have Seattle, whose defense looked amazing.
Yeah,
next week.
Different.
I feel like Rodgers is going to come back to earth a little bit. He's old and he does... Can he stay healthy all year? But I feel like if I was Rodgers, I got to be honest, I would have reveled even more. I would have been like, ha-ha, Aaron Glenn.
Well, Seahawks coming to Pittsburgh next weekend, 1:00 game, body clock game. I think that Seahawks defense is going to be a little bit better. I'm actually surprised the Jets defense wasn't a little better, but I was also pleasantly surprised that the Jets offense was moving the ball. Justin Fields, I mean, talk about a guy who was, left for dead in Chicago. And then I said this at the time, and I thought it yesterday, and I almost hit send on the tweet, which is that the Steelers should have just kept Fields. I thought that. Now, Rodgers scores 4 touchdowns yesterday, but Fields looks like he could salvage his career here in New York. I was really impressed by what I saw.
Actually, I think the 2 quarterbacks fit better on the teams they're on, because the Jets want to run the ball, and Justin Fields is a great, a running quarterback who can really control the ball. That was not working in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, ironically, can't run the ball at all. Jalen Warren's their starting running back. He did not look dangerous in any possible way, so you need to pass. So I think the fit's better. I'm really excited, if I'm a Jets fan, about Justin Fields. And I know we have
and
a Jets
fan. And the Fields-Garrett Wilson connection going back to college, it looks like it could work. I don't know if the Jets will be a playoff team. They might be. I don't know.
Oh. Well, I mean, they're huge underdogs this week against the Bills. I'd be shocked if they were a playoff team.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be a throwaway season for the Jets. EJ, will give you the floor here for a minute. What do you think? Are the Jets maybe a fringe playoff team this year?
I don't think they're a fringe playoff team because their defense in the back half is too bad. Sauce was amazing yesterday, but the rest of the secondary, they look like they have backups that are starting. I mean, it was Aaron Rodgers had a really good game, and he made me and a lot of Jet fans eat their words for how he played in that game. He also got a lot of help from a secondary that is just not NFL ready to me. And I don't know if that means they got to go back to younger guys who are on the bench. But that's
you have
Aaron
Aaron Glenn. You have a defensive head coach. You should be able to fix that.
You would think so. And Steve Wilkes is a seasoned defensive coordinator. But I just think there's a talent issue there, clearly. Because, I mean, this wasn't, we're just scheming. Arthur Smith is making these great schemes. I mean, these are guys that are missing open field tackles, guys in completely out of position plays. That's going to be a problem for the Jets. I think the Jets show that offensively they will be able to move the ball, and they have an identity when it comes to running the football. But playoffs?
Do you remember the last time you could say that the Jets had even competent quarterback play?
I know. I mean, it was exciting to see, but I mean, I also can't remember the last time the Jets had a secondary this bad.
Playoffs?
I know there's a lot of Aaron Rodgers victory tour stuff happening today, and he deserves it because he played really well. I really think that the Jets secondary is a major problem, and I will wonder how the Steelers will look against better defenses. I think the Jets defense, front four was great. Will McDonald was killing Broderick Jones, and I thought Quentin Williams played well too, but the secondary is a problem.
Steelers 2.5-point favorites at home against Seattle. So obviously the bookmakers are giving a lot of respect to the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers defense is really a problem too.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're anciently old. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, I know he had the big play at the end. He looked a little bit washed to me. I think they had a lot of old guys. I mean, I can't believe how old that team is. How did that happen? All of a sudden, T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Rodgers.
I thought Slay and Hayward particularly looked their age yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, this is like an old folks home in the NFL, which worked with Washington last year, but I don't know if it can work this year.
When I saw that Cam Hayward, who had been going through a not-so-subtle contract dispute with the Steelers over the last few weeks of camp, basically the last month, and then he signed for $3 million, which is a ton to every regular person. But I'm like, you guys couldn't come all this a month. Now he looked like at one point he looked like he got hurt yesterday. He's holding in, holding out, practicing sometimes, not practicing others. All that over $3 million?
He's 36. I mean, even him being there or not being there, that's really old for that position.
Let's go to the phones. 888-710-4ISN. Get back to the Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons' debut in just a moment. But JT is in Atlanta. What's up, JT?
Hey, what's going on, Maggie? Oh, yeah, and you too, Perloff. What did that guy mean by that when he said that to you, Maggie? I'm just saying, I just had to give you your side, too. He's like, hey, Perloff, and you too, Maggie. But anyways, I digress.
That's all right.
In regards to this not Green Bay, but Jets and Steelers game, first off, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers really knows what a cat call is. I don't know if they were like, woohoo! I don't know if that was what was happening out there. But anyways, and another thing that bothers me is that this shuttle pass or shovel pass that counts. I mean, I guess it's a pass, but it really isn't.
JT, that gets to me too. JT, I have think about that a lot. A little underhanded handoff that goes forward, you get a 23-yard pass completion out of that. I definitely have an issue, JT.
Oh, well, you know who the king of that was at the end in New England was Brady. He would just basically chest pass, like push the ball to, I don't know, James White, whoever it was, and he would get credit for all this yardage when he did literally nothing.
Yeah. It's basically a handoff. Good point, JT.
Yeah, and then I wanted to make a point about Fields. I think he could throw the ball. I mean, you knew he could run, but he looked pretty good throwing the ball yesterday too.
Yeah.
I think both of them, like you said, look better on the teams that they're on now. But I think Fields definitely looks like he's got a future that he can maybe do something with the Jets. Playoffs, Maggie, I don't know, but they definitely look like they were better than they have been in that offense. That offense has looked horrible the last couple of years with Rodgers, and at least yesterday showed some signs of life.
Yeah.
JT, great call. Thank you for making it.
You know
maybe
what?
playoffs, but I guess what I was getting at here when I say fringe playoff team is they're going to be a team that maybe wins 8 games. That's going to be fringe playoff in the AFC.
8 games? I don't know.
Probably because the AFC West is going to beat up on each other. We got some evidence of that Friday night in Brazil when the Chargers took it to the Chiefs. I think that the AFC West will beat up. The AFC North is going to beat up on each other. Like, who knows what's going to happen? You get one team from the AFC South, most likely.
Well, here's the thing. The Jets next week they're big underdogs against Buffalo, 7.5. And then they go at Tampa Bay. They'll probably that's tough because they look really good on offense. I don't know. Like, they could possibly start out 0-3, and that's a tough hole. They'll probably almost definitely start out 0-2. So you got Miami. They do have some, he said, the Boo Birds. Like, he's an old man playing NFL. He's like ne'er-do-wellers. Like, he's coming up with old man nincompoops, dingbats. Like, he is definitely like going to use middle-aged men expressions. He said it. He's like, you know why I like Mike Tomlin? Because he's the only one here I can talk to. Because everyone else is too young. I kind of like, he is now like, who was for a long time, us old guys had Tom Brady to look at. Now, maybe Aaron Rodgers, despite some of the other stuff, could be our shining light. Joe Flacco ain't going to be it. So we got Rodgers.
Mike T is the man.
We'll get to Flacco. That Browns-Bengals game. I don't even know what you say about the Browns at this point. I really don't. I really don't. You have to cut the kicker, right?
You cut Dustin Hopkins, the man, this offseason for that guy.
Did Dustin Hopkins sign anywhere? Can you say, oops, my bad, and bring him back?
You might. I have no idea.
You lost that game for a lot of reasons, and Flacco did not look good. But
I mean,
a missed field goal, a missed PAT, and a 1-point loss.
They've had 35 quarterbacks. All of them were losers.
What was wrong with Flacco? Except when he tried to run, he looked like me running. I didn't think he played that bad.
EJ, you said we should play Mike Tomlin talking about Chris Boswell.
We want to talk about a guy who has some weird things to say about his players and team, and you got to listen to what he said about his kicker who made a 60-yard field goal to win the game.
I can't say enough about Boz. Man, our kicker is a serial killer. Man, he got a low pulse rate. He can't wait to deliver.
He's a what?
Yeah.
He's a serial killer.
It's a great line.
He is, man.
Oh, my God.
Boswell is automatic.
Remember there was like a holdout situation? Or wait, what was the deal? Like he wanted a new contract this offseason?
Our kicker is a serial killer. Man,
they had to pay Boswell, among other guys. I was like, what are they talking about? Like they're worried about paying Chris Boswell? Like they have Cam Hayward and all these other issues. He's awesome.
I've never seen a kicker look so confident walking into a 60-yarder. And I was like, oh, my God, he's going to drill this. Mm-hmm. Like, he was on the sidelines, helmet in his hand, just like, all right, it's time for me to go. Just walked out there, and I was like, why is he making it look this so easy? And then it was that easy.
You said Boswell? Okay, I'm on my way.
By the way, the new Ravens kicker is an animal, too, by the way.
Yeah, Doink one, though. Mr. PAT, that actually kind of helped the Bills because they were chasing a point that whole time.
Yeah.
Off a failed 2-point conversion, But
he hit 2 50-yarders. And by the way, everybody, it might be because they can break in the K-balls now or something. Like, the field goals are insane right now. Easy. Like
3 doinks, though, yesterday. I was thinking about you because...
Oh, I love the doink.
I know. We did a great debate not too long ago about the greatest sound in sports, and you said the doink.
The poll didn't agree with you.
No. Well, one of the doinks went in. Younghoe Koo. A doink went in. I'm like, this guy is amazing. And then, lo and behold, misses a 44-yarder that they could have tied the game for the Falcons and sent it to overtime.
And when I say kicker who struggled, what's the first name that comes to mind?
The dude from the Browns.
Jake Moody.
Jake Moody.
Oh, we didn't get to it.
They didn't draft the guy for the Browns. Jake Moody, they drafted.
In the 3rd round.
Hey, man, you guys laugh at me when I say special teams is awesome.
The other one, like... Did anyone else? There's a Grammatica guy kicking in college. How great is?
How about that?
That was for South Florida. That was exciting.
That made me feel old.
Welcome
that made
to the
you
club.
feel old,
That
Daddy?
made me feel ancient. Are you kidding me? Martin Grammatica's kid is kicking in college now.
Winning games.
Winning games, yeah. Beating Florida.
This
at the
is a
swamp.
Big kicker weekend.
And we had a second spinner.
God,
3rd spinner
I
now.
love special teams.
We had Dak spinning.
Had a what?
Jalen Carter spinning. And now you had the guy from Florida, Brandon Bett, also spinning, costing his team, keeping a drive alive that led to that Nico Grammatica game-winning chip shot.
People spit in the NFL all the time. The fact that everyone made the Jalen Carter thing into like this huge national controversy was insane.
Pearl, think about the children. Look at what happened. We had a spitter Thursday night in the NFL, and then college Saturday afternoon, and dudes hawking.
Lamar Jackson attacked a fan, and we're not talking about that. Like Jalen Carter spit on a guy, and Lamar Jackson pulled a malice at the palace. Like, why is that not getting attention?
Well, let's also maybe not have our hands as a fan, break that invisible barrier over the wall.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah.
I totally back Lamar on this one. I have no problem. But
Neither do I.
it's still a little more egregious than one of 14 people spitting on someone in the NFL. What do you think happens in the pile?
Bad stuff. Bad things happen in the pile. Glad I'm not in there.
Perloff, would you rather get punched in the face or spit in the face?
Ooh, spit in the face. 100%.
Oh, you're drunk.
You guys ever been punched?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Oh, geez. Like,
Poll question.
Oh, getting spit on the face is one of the most disrespectful things. That's universal.
But it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but you got to protect your
soul.
You're getting so disrespected, Maggie. Come on.
I've never been in a fight.
But you got to watch. Like, you don't want to break your jaw. Like when someone. That's why you protect your face. You haven't been in enough bar fights, have you guys?
Well, I haven't been in a fight since I was in high school.
Yeah, you got to be careful getting punched in the face. The eye socket's very sensitive. There's a lot going on up there.
All right, well, okay. Well,
One of my friends got into a fight
that's a
once.
take. Yeah, once?
Yeah, girl fight. It was crazy. This one chick pulled up. She went to a different high school and pulled up on our friend.
She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't even go here. I can tell the story now. I think the statute of limitations has run out on the story.
What is it,
but
60 years?
Shut up, Manny. Girl from a different high school just pulled up on my friend outside the pizza shop. It was like a movie.
What's the name of the pizza? No, never mind.
It was called Leroy Pizza.
Damn,
Closed.
Leroy.
It's since closed. And this girl, it was like, didn't even park. Just the car just in the middle of the street. Chick gets out of the passenger seat, just comes for my friend. My other friend, my best friend, put her in a full Nelson, the attacker, in a full Nelson. It was unbelievable. Then a bunch of people jumped in and broke it up.
Did your friend deserve it?
No comment. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I'm bound by confidentiality.
I thought you said the statute of limitations was concluded.
Only on some details. Everything else has been redacted.
Very well then.
888-710-4ISN. Okay, you guys want to talk about your games? Let's go. Aaron Rodgers. What'd you think of his debut yesterday? You're starting to believe that the Steelers could make some noise this season. Plus, we get to Micah Parsons' debut in Green Bay. Spoiler, it went well. Maggie and Perloff Show.
I said, you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Somebody's watching me, is my anxiety.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Remember all that time, Maggie, maybe, I don't know, all spring, all summer that we talked about the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders? Then we get that on Sunday. I don't even know. That game, I kept coming back to it. It felt like it was in some weird alternate universe where neither team really wanted to win. Like, the Bengals are like, you know what? It's early. We tried to play in the preseason, but we still stink early in the season. The Browns stink. Somebody had to come up with a W, and it was Cincinnati.
I had this game as one of my multi-view games on YouTube, whatever Sunday Ticket, and I just couldn't understand why the Bengals didn't have more points.
Joe Barrows.
Myles Garrett.
No, Myles Garrett was
destroying them.
I actually wrote it down. We're going to do M&P 500, stock up, stock down. I'm like, Myles Garrett getting paid, stock up, because
I would say 100% stock down on him because he is so talented and he's going to be stuck there. His initial instinct to get out of Cleveland was absolutely right. Like, he's Joe Thomas. He's never going to win anything.
Well, but He made that calculation. He even said, I'm not going to be doing the Cleveland to Canton thing like Joe Thomas did, and yet here he is, and he took the money. And so, but he was unreal yesterday because the Bengals were actually moving the ball. Jamar Chase, when he catches a football, it's like this. It's so beautiful. It's like he's catching a baby. Everything is so soft. I don't know. Charles is an Indy. Charles, I know yesterday was probably a tough watch for you as a Bengal fan, but at least you got the dub.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I enjoy you guys. I enjoyed the show, but I wanted to say I've never been more disappointed in the early season win from the Bengals. I've been a fan since the 80s, and ever since that Super Bowl run, the Super Bowl run, I've had some issues with their play calling, and they still look like the same old Bengals to me. I just feel like we couldn't have beat any other team last week. This week, even the teams that lost, I felt like the Bengals would have lost. I felt like the Browns were the only team that we could beat, and I feel like we're going to have another disappointing season if the play calling does not improve. I want to get your thoughts.
Well, wait, by the way,
which Super Bowl run, 84 or 2020?
Let's not disrespect the Dolphins and the Saints because I think they could have beaten them too.
Charles, you're right, though. The Browns had to do their part here, and the Browns did their part because their kicker, and you hate to, the dude's a rookie. I understand it, but missed a field goal, missed a PAT in a 1-point game, and you're at home. That just cannot happen.
Yeah, so his name is...
Yeah, I know.
Smith?
No, it's like...
Smite? I don't even know.
It's just Smith or something. It's spelled weird, but it's pronounced regular.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns deserve all of this. There's no way around it. Cut a veteran like Dustin Hopkins, and that's what you get. Flacco, I thought looked okay. I mean, I know the box score ain't great, but listen, it's not like he's throwing to the best weapons in the world. There are certain plays where Jerry Jeudy looked really good. I think they found something in Harold Fannin, their tight end. So I don't know where they're going, but it does feel like we'll see Gabriel and Shador at some point too, because if they can't win that game, then the records might get bad, and then we'll start to really talk about, hey, it's time to see the other QBs.
Okay, so caller's asking about the play calling. I mean, I'm with him. Joe Flacco had 45 pass attempts.
No, he was saying the Bengals play calling.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, 23 pass attempts for Joe Burrow, 14 for 23, 113 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, and took 3 sacks.
Well, first of all, their O-line could not protect. So they tried to establish a run. I get it. I mean, that's what you want to see, how the Bengals establish a run, protect that defense. It's going to be hard. They have a thin. Burrow's got what do you call that expression? A thin needle to get through.
Needle thread. Thread and a needle.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really they do not have a lot of leeway.
I mean, all you wanted was the win. I guess you're gonna play against Jacksonville next week. It's gonna be
interesting. I mean, I'm sure they're favored in that game. I would be nervous because I do think the early season woes continue. Hey, by week 16, they might be really good.
Let's get to Andrew Bogish, who's got the latest. What's up, Bogues?
Guys, these headlines are sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, which protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Historically, it is an unbeatable combination. Every team in NFL history that had scored 40-plus points with over 235 rushing yards had won until last night in Buffalo. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry combining for 239 yards, 3 scores on the ground, leading their Ravens to a 15-point fourth-quarter lead on the Bills. But win, they did not.
I formation here from Baltimore. Jackson under center. Going to hand it off to Henry, and he's bottled up. The ball is out. It's loose. Who's got the football? It's Buffalo ball.
Henry coughed it up with 3:06 to go. Right after Josh Allen and Keon Coleman cut the Baltimore lead to 8, Allen turned that fumble into a 1-yard TD run, but the Bills didn't convert the tying 2-point try.
Shocker.
But the defense forced a punt in just 32 seconds, and then Allen led a 66-yard drive at 86 seconds.
Ferguson sends it back. Robbins puts it down. Prater's kick is on the way. It is good, and the Bills win. The Buffalo Bills pull one out of the fire, and they win
41-40.
That's Ryan Radke.
That's one place they pulled it out of.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There's a few places that they pulled that win out of.
Like where, Maggie?
Where the sun don't shine, Manny.
Go Bills.
I just...
Where the good Lord split you.
In Orchard Park.
I mean, honestly, at one point when Josh Allen is throwing that touchdown pass to Keon Coleman, it actually gets tipped by a Bills teammate who thought maybe the pass was for him.
Definitely
Out of the way.
That play, I mean, that's when you knew something magical was happening.
What do you mean?
Allen's a magical guy. That guy, he's him. I'm sorry. He's he's a special player.
It's just crazy that like I watch the Giants and then I'll watch Josh Allen play and Lamar Jackson play and see competent quarterback play, and I look at the screen and it's like, oh, so that's what it's supposed to look like. It must be nice, Maggie. What's your life like?
Well, my life was that way, what you're talking about, for many, many years, where the Bills could barely get a first down. Now they've got Josh Allen. But the thing is this was a Lamar Jackson highlight reel game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
was.
but
That one
you know what's so
run.
funny? Like, it's kind of business as usual for both those quarterbacks. Like, we've seen, they both, I mean, I thought Lamar looked like normal Lamar. I mean, like that run that you were talking about in the fourth quarter.
Where he almost got sacked.
Yeah, I mean, he does that
10
all
yards
the
behind.
time.
I know, but like the fact that they had two guys on him, he escapes the sack, then turns it into a 15-yard gain. That's on third down. And then the next play, Derrick Henry rips off a huge touchdown run. I mean, that was nail in the coffin stuff, and it wasn't.
Yeah, but
I don't know how.
I don't want to say this because I'm terrified of him. I saw the pictures of him. There's something about Henry. Henry's probably going to maybe go his whole career without winning a Super Bowl. Like, you don't fumble with 3 minutes left in the game. I'm sorry. Like, that is ball security's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I know, but he did so much to stake them to that double-digit lead.
Did you really? By the way, Henry was awesome, but like anything else the Ravens tried worked just as well. Every other running back, every other receiver was moving the ball. Zay Flowers looked like,
He looked
Jerry
amazing.
Rice.
I know, but then they go to him on this weird end around where they got cute at the end of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that that was a tough loss for the Ravens because I know we got to get to updates, but I really think the number one seed came down to that game last night. Now the Bills have such a highway to getting that home field throughout the playoffs, and Baltimore's going to have to go there again in the playoffs. I mean, we're going to see now they're nightmare fuel. Like, your nightmare fuel is the Chiefs as a Bills fan.
Yep.
Now I think the Bills are complete nightmare fuel. They're terrified of Josh Allen, as they should be.
John Harbaugh, by the way, says they're not going to give up after losing last night.
We'll go back to work like we always do. We've been here before. This is how the NFL works. It's a tough league. You play tough games in tough environments, and hopefully you learn from it and keep getting better. You get better throughout the course of the season, become the team you're going to be. It's a long journey.
I would hope so. It's week 1.
Ravens host the Browns next Sunday. You were just discussing them losing to the Bengals. Here's Joe Flacco after 2 picks in defeat.
It definitely hurts to feel like you could start the season 1-0 and not do that.
So just to recap some of the tidbits from this game, Flacco's second pick came with 1:24 to go. There was the missed field goal and the PAT from the kicker with the weird last name. The Browns had 186 more yards than the Bengals. They had the ball for almost 36 minutes, but they still lose by 1 at home. And those Bengals, after playing their starters during the preseason, finally win week 1 for the first time since 2021.
Embarrassing performance by us.
A fan call in says not happy about any of this. I mean,
Shut up and move on.
I guess. I think Zach Taylor's on a very, very hot seat. Mike McDaniel is on the hottest, obviously, because the Dolphins no-showed against the Colts in the season opener. Not what you want. But I think Zach Taylor is as well.
Yeah, but I mean, Zach Taylor, you could point to the front office at least. Like, the Dolphins they have a lot of talent. They paid a lot of money. Like, the Bengals are cheap. So, I mean,
but on
Trey
offense,
Hendrickson,
you've got all the guys you want. And then defensively, the guy who came up with the second Joe Flacco pick, he's like one of their second-round picks. What's it? TJ Daniel? I
just think generally, like, they clearly are not comfortable investing a lot. Mike Brown said it, like, I don't want to pay... they could have paid T. Higgins earlier. They could have paid Trey Hendrickson earlier.
That's true.
Jamar Chase is expensive, but as you pointed out earlier, he's well worth it.
The LA Dodgers snapped their 5-game losing streak yesterday afternoon, 5-2 in Baltimore. Homers 47 and 48 for Shohei, but the Padres were 8-1 winners at Coors Field, so LA's lead atop the NL West remains a game and a half. South Florida football ranked for the first time in 7 years, number 18 after winning at Florida Saturday, and the Las Vegas Aces took care of the Chicago Sky last night, 80-66. They extend their franchise record win streak to 14 games.
Goodness.
That ties for the 4th longest run in WNBA history. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, his name's DJ Turner. I don't know where I got McDaniels from.
Hey, you had initials for a first name at least.
TJ McDaniels, not even close.
You get a TJ and a
DJ
McDaniel. They all kind of sound.
EJ, OJ.
Well, not OJ.
Thirsty. Get the Bev.
Orange juice.
Yeah.
Well, OJ McDuffie.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Good player.
Of course.
Son's good too.
Wasn't there a Bills player by the name of that name, too? OJ?
Still in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, what
Which
about
is
former
always
USC legend?
awkward.
OJ Mayo.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I see what you did there.
Former Milwaukee Buck, of course. How can you forget?
Oh, I didn't do that on purpose. I was, all right, Simpson also went to USC.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to hear from you. You want to talk about your team yesterday. Let's go. 888-710-4ISN. Micah Parsons makes his big debut in Green Bay yesterday, and a pressure on Jared Goff that forced an interception early and then a sack late. He made his presence known in just 27 snaps. We'll get into it next.
I don't know his name.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Micah Parsons made his debut in Green Bay yesterday. Big win over the Detroit Lions, Pearl. They had been 1-6 versus Detroit in the last 7 tries. So this was a huge win for Green Bay. Micah Parsons played 29 snaps. He got pressure in the red zone on Jared Goff early, then closing and closed him out with a big sack late in the game. I mean, the Green Bay defense was already trending in a really great direction, and Parsons obviously is adding to that in a positive way. And I was also very concerned after watching this game about the Detroit Lions. I mean, Detroit was just a wagon last year. Their offense was so good, and their defense, until they got hurt, was ferocious. And I didn't see any of that yesterday.
No.
Very little.
No. I mean, one thing, Jared Goff had this high completion percentage. He had no time to get the ball downfield. There was no big plays. We didn't really see Jamison Williams. They still have Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 incredible offensive players, so you can't give up on them. But I thought the defense looked too conservative. I feel like the new coordinator is trying to take the mantle of Ben Johnson as a run game guy, but the run game didn't scare me at all.
Let's go to the phones. You're welcome to weigh in on Micah Parsons, and especially for those Cowboy fans, how you feeling now after watching Parsons in his debut? First, Michelle is in Florida. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. I'm wondering if you guys can comment on the kickers from yesterday. I think the Browns would have won the game if they would have made the field goal. And then I think he missed it twice. The Buccaneers missed it twice. And the Niners kicker also missed it twice.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Michelle, it was an adventure yesterday for kicking.
Well, it's funny because I was actually thinking these kickers are insanely good from long distance. So it's the best of times and the worst of times for kickers, because I think we're going to break every record in the book this year. I mean, Chris Boswell's 60-yarder to win it was 10 yards good. You see Brandon Aubrey in Dallas. A guy in the preseason hit at 70. The all-time high is 66 by Justin Tucker. I will guarantee you that will go down. But that record will go down this year.
It'll get broken.
But let me ask you this question. Does something about that mean that we're going to get the flip side where guys are going to miss easy ones? I don't know how that logic works, but it does feel like easy ones are more adventurous than usual. Maybe it's just week 1.
Yeah, probably week 1. You had some jitters because you got some rookies out there. For me, if you're asking who should be very concerned about the kicking situation, it's actually the 49ers, because we've been down this nightmare before. You know that Jake Moody, for as much as he did come up with a big kick in overtime at the Super Bowl, he is not reliable. And it changes how the 49ers have to operate in the red zone. The 49ers are another team running the offense the way they wanted to run it. You look up, they've got no points. And some of it is because of those red zone foibles. And I think Moody is the one I'd be worried about the most. I wasn't expecting much from the Browns this year to begin with. So you want to cut your kicker, cut him. I mean,
you might want a quarterback next year, so you might want to keep him.
If you want to lose, you got the extra first-round pick. I don't know what the Browns are really thinking about. And to be honest, like the Younghoe Koo, him missing that 44-yarder, which would have sent a very entertaining game, Tampa Bay and Atlanta, into overtime, I was just stunned. He never misses.
He missed by a mile, too. Unbelievable.
But he had doinked one earlier that went in, and I'm like, this coup guy, even the doinks are going in, but then he missed the 44-yarder. So, yeah.
But we did have, we had a 60-yarder this week. We had a 59, a 58, and Harrison Butker hit one that was in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, generally, the guys are really dangerous from a long way away. The new Ravens kicker looks like he's got more leg than anyone. I'm like, how do they find these guys?
Now, the most impressive kicking performance, though, I think you have to give it last night to Matt Prater. I mean, I know the guy's 41 years old, but he's literally on a red-eye flight on Thursday, arrives in Buffalo on Friday, and now you find yourself. Now, he wasn't being asked to make really long kicks, but you find yourself in the midst of Buffalo having this unreal comeback against the Ravens in the season opener, and it came down to his 34-yarder.
Well, wasn't he?
That's pressure.
Was he kicking in the Frank Reich comeback in '92?
He might have been. Because that is the 62-year-oldest 41-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's got some salt and pepper in there. Also, his legs look so skinny, but whatever, man. He got the job done.
When's Tyler Bass come back? You want him back, or would you rather have Mr. Prater?
I was thinking about that. I'm like, if he kicks another couple game winners, let's say the beginning of the season just sort of is like that, where you end up needing him.
But I mean, the other contenders in the AFC got a bunch of guys who can hit 55 is like a layup for them.
No, I know. And they gave Tyler Bass all this money, so they'll end up keeping him, but thought did cross my mind. Big Friendly is our pal in California. What's up, Friendly? Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie Malone. EJ, the Bionic EP, Daddy Cool, it's time to belly up to the bar. Little Big Swifty, and Manny Wapo. Good morning, and thank you for taking my call.
Friendly, you had to sweat that one out yesterday with your Rams. Whew.
I had to sweat it out, but our kicker didn't miss a kick. And that Texans kicker needs to be talked about more because he hit over 250-yarders yesterday.
Yep.
Now, real quick, Daddy Cool, because I'm going to get to Maggie Malone here in a minute.
Yo.
Now, last year, Daddy Cool, my Rams went 0-2 to you, and I lost a bet to you that I paid. Hint, hint, Maggie.
I know.
Now,
I'm
Daddy
looking at
Cool,
the chain. I'll do it.
Next Monday, Maggie. Next Monday, sweetheart, the 15th, second Monday of football season.
All right.
So, Daddy Cool, the Rams play the Eagles again, I believe, is it week 4 or week 5?
We will check. I don't know. I don't like where this is going already.
Can we get another a small jersey bet in? Because I think you're going to be in a toddler T jersey after week 4. This bet.
So what would I have to do?
I'm very confident in my. You would have to I remember I took a picture in the very small Eagle sweater that I'm going to be sending you guys very soon. I say we do the same bet. If I lose, I will take another picture. But if you lose, you have to come to work in a small Rams jersey. And I want to see those Daddy Cool muscles popping.
No, you don't.
We laughed and we laughed.
Well, okay. Well,
get some creatine in this guy.
Is Jalen Carter getting suspended?
Here's the thing. Daddy Cool, they both should have been thrown out the game. Dak purposely walked through the huddle, past people to spit at that man.
Yeah.
So
I'm not relitigating that, but it's week 3.
I know.
Is he going to be available for this game?
I think it's week 4 we play because we play the Niners week 4.
It's week 3.
We play the Niners week 3, so I think we play the Eagles week 4.
No, I have it in front of me. It's week 3. But I'll do it. I don't like the Eagles' chances, but I will do it.
We were talking in the break, Big Friendly. Great to hear from you. Thank you. Congrats on your Rams. Do the Rams have the best defense in the NFL? Defensive line shut out Houston in the second half yesterday. Final score was 14-9. I mean, that was really impressive what they have on defense.
Houston's defensive line
was also impressive.
The Rams, I think the Packers. The Packers have so many first-round picks on their defensive line as well. The Giants have a crazy good defensive line, but it's kind of useless.
Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
I mean...
Who doesn't? The Ravens and the Bills.
We know, because they combined for 81 points last night. We'll get to that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Peter Berardi, he made a prediction, said that he gonna win. Celtics got no conviction, but now he's hiding, running away, won't own up to his words, can't face the dismay. He thought Miami would rise like the sun in the sky, but now he's got excuses, got no alibi. Thought the Heat had it, it was a sure bet, but they couldn't handle Boston, not just yet. Peter Bellotti, where you at now? You made a bold choice, but where's your wow? Can't stand the heat in the kitchen, your predictions cold. You're playing hide and seek, leaving us in the fold. You're playing hide and seek, leaving us in the fold. Peter Berardi, he made a prediction, said that he gonna win. Celtics got no conviction, but now he's hiding, running away, won't own up to his words, can't face the dismay. He thought Miami would rise like the sun in the sky, but now he's got excuses, got no alibi. He thought the Heat had it, it was a sure bet, but they couldn't handle Boston, not just yet. Peter Bellotti, where you at now? You made a bold choice, but where's your wow? Can't stand the heat in the kitchen, your predictions cold. You're playing hide and seek, leaving us in the fold. You're playing hide and seek, leaving us in the fold. Peter Berardi, he made a prediction, said that he gonna win. Celtics got no conviction, but now he's hiding. And the Bogush had a plan on a sunny afternoon. Grabbed a bat and took the field under the summer moon. He said, Jack, let's show 'em how the Bogush boys can play. But little did they know he had whiskey in his sway.
Oh, Andrew Bogush swaying side to side with a bottle in his hand. He gave it a good try, swinging at the pitches, stumbling on his feet, drunk on the diamond in the summer heat.
Jack's team was laughing as Dad took his stance, wobbling at the plate in a tipsy baseball dance. The coach was shaking his head, moms were all aghast, but Andrew Bogush grinned, living in the past.
Oh, Andrew Bogush swaying side to side with a bottle in his hand. He gave it a good try, swinging at the pitches, stumbling on his feet, drunk on the diamond in the summer heat.
Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Handoff, Henry running left, hit in the backfield, he fumbled, it's loose!
loose. There's a scramble. I think the Bills have it. And they do. Bills recover at the 30-yard line.
Recovered by the defense. First down.
Terrell Bernard recovers the Derrick Henry fumble.
One of the few highlights on the Bills' defense last night, but they pull off an improbable comeback win. Thank you to Westwood One for that highlight, bro. It was like the anatomy of a comeback or the anatomy of a collapse. However you want to look at it, both apply. The Baltimore Ravens had this game in hand. A 15-point lead with just over 4 minutes left to play in Buffalo. Fans headed for the exits. And Josh Allen and the Bills, combined with the Ravens getting very conservative on offense and then that Derrick Henry fumble, they just combined for what was, again, a unreal Bills comeback.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if part of the narrative is being lost here because of the dramatic outcome of the game and the way it went down. The Ravens defense was terrible, and the Bills defense was terrible. Like, the Bills could not, but are you
so neither look like Super Bowl contenders?
Well,
is what you're saying?
no, they both, and ironically, they both look like Super Bowl contenders. So I think you have to discern how much is it that Josh Allen is amazing, which he is, and how much of it is that the combination of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry is amazing. Are the defenses going to continue to look this bad? The Bills are in the AFCs. They're not going to play any offenses until probably the playoffs, to be honest. But the Ravens, like, I'm really worried about that defense. Like, Kyle Hamilton seems to come out of every single game. He's their best player on defense. He gets injured every game. And he got injured last night. I just don't know, like, how are these two teams going to stop anyone is one of the takeaways. Because really, it's not surprising there was a comeback in this game because there was so much offense.
Yeah, I was surprised there was a comeback because of just, if you were talking about both defenses and their deficiencies, the Bills' inability to stop the run was the most glaring to me. Like, Derrick Henry was putting Hall of Fame tape up last night, along with Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers had his thing going when it came to the passing game. There was just so much that was wrong with the Bills' defense, particularly. They just couldn't stop the run. I just didn't know why they would give it to anyone else but Henry. He was just destroying them. And then to the Bills' credit, they did try to sort of funnel him kind of inside. He was still breaking out big plays. They kind of started to funnel him a little bit more inside, leg tackling him. You know, it's so hard to bring him down. And then on the flip side, I think the Ravens, this is just a position that actually both teams know about pretty well as far as heartache and blowing leads and stuff. But for the Ravens, this is becoming just a little too much a part of their DNA. And for as amazing as Lamar is, he is, and Derrick Henry, these double-digit leads in the fourth quarter that they are blowing now in not just the regular season but in the playoffs it's just always sitting there. And John Harbaugh is a Super Bowl winning head coach, so you can't take that away from him. But I understand that the fan base is a little bit frustrated with him this morning because, you know, he's not the offensive guy or the defensive guy. He's everything, right? So he gets the final call. He's a special teams coach who doesn't call plays, but he gets the final call in terms of game management. I thought that they got a little cute on offense where the Ravens in their last 3 offensive possessions ran a total of 8 plays for 17 net yards. At the end of the game, they got outfoxed. And I can understand why Ravens fans would be really ticked off about same old Ravens, and here we go again.
Outfoxed.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a fumble in their own deep in their own territory. That's not coaching. And they had no personnel to stop the Bills' offense at all. So how is that coaching?
Well, I thought that what they did on offense was getting way too conservative, right? Like this is going to go down as a controversial one, but you can put the game away with a first down. That's all you needed on either of those 3 drives. Now, one was a fumble. You're right. We just played the highlight.
Yeah, I mean, that opened up the game.
The other 2 drives, you just needed a first down. That was
Well, you got there were first downs in the second to last drive.
The last 3 possessions they had, 3 and out, fumble, 3 and out.
So, again, you're in a conservative spot where you can't do an incompletion because you're going to stop the clock. Here's a question. Should they have gone for it on 4th and 3?
Yeah, that's going to be a hindsight 2021. I think you would have gotten the yards. Bills haven't stopped you basically all night long. I think you would have gotten the yards, but again, they were like at their own 30, so you are just in field goal position.
No, it was funny. At the end of the game, there was a lot of time for the Bills. They had this historic comeback, 15 points in the final 4 minutes, and yet they had a minute 30. They're
taking knees.
The fact that the Ravens had to start calling timeouts when the Bills had the ball just shows you how fast that flipped. I don't know if it's personnel. I mean, listen, they finally started drafting defense. They've been so intent on getting a passing game going with Lamar Jackson. They drafted Zay Flowers. They drafted Rashad Bateman. They signed DeAndre Hopkins. But now
had an unbelievable one-handed touchdown catch last night.
But now you realize, we don't have any kind of pass rush. They have Justin Madubuike, but generally though, like they drafted Mike Green, who is a terrible character risk in the second round this year, and they drafted Malachi Starks, who really isn't quite ready. So they're young on defense in key spots. I really worry about their defense. The Bills, not as much.
Really?
Well, just the Bills, again, like they're not playing anybody. Like when is their defense? They just don't have any. They have the Chiefs and the Eagles at some point, but I just think that they are going to be fine. I think that last night was an anomaly. I don't think they're going to need. Are they going to need that kind of offense, every 500 yards of offense every game? Probably not.
Well, depends, again, who you're playing against. There's a blueprint. It's clear. You can run on Buffalo. It's obvious. It's not just Derrick Henry.
Okay. So that's a really interesting take because I kind of thought last night was...
Their secondary is not great either.
I thought last night it was just like, this is a Derrick Henry effect. I didn't think it was... I mean, it's going to get easier. That's like, in an on-deck circle, the guy's got the donut on his bat.
Yeah.
Every running back you see after this is going to seem easier to tackle than Derrick Henry. So I don't think their run defense is that bad, Maggie. I mean, last night was all-time bad.
Yeah, this was obviously the final score 41-40. So no, this was not a defensive clinic by any stretch. Here's Josh Allen saying the Bills had the right mentality.
Obviously, we want to go out there and execute each and every play. We knew that we were capable of doing more. And Joe Brady always talks about the reward for doing is the opportunity to do more, and that's what we had tonight, and we took advantage of it.
I mean, so much about this, I know it's down to X's and O's, Pearl, but it does feel like it comes down to mentality. And, the Bills are down 34-19, and they're just getting curb stomped by Derrick Henry. It's like, there was a part of me, it's like, man, this is just a pretender team, that is not a Super Bowl contender, that has no shot against the Ravens, that the Ravens had fixed all their deficiencies, or a lot of them. And talk about an Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Like, this looked like a Ravens revenge game. Like, the Bills would have to score a touchdown on every drive if they wanted to have possibility to keep up. And then when that fourth quarter happened, what Josh Allen did with the 250 yards and 2 touchdown runs in the fourth quarter alone, there's like a mentality, I think, that has to accompany that, no? I mean, listen, the Chiefs are still the boogeyman. That's a story for another day. But when it comes to Bills-Ravens, which has turned into a nice rivalry, this had to go a long way in that rivalry in terms of who has the mental edge, because how the Ravens let this slip away is pretty wild.
Well, I mean, it could be the Ravens could be so hell-bent on revenge come the playoff game, with the inevitable playoff game that now they seem like they're going to play every year.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, like maybe you don't want that regular season win, because the Bills always beat the Chiefs in the regular season, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think they're 3-1 in their last 4, and it doesn't work in the playoffs. So I'm not sure that the mental part carries over. I will disagree. Like, maybe this is hindsight. There were the seeds of a comeback, because Chris Collinsworth kept saying, like, wow, the Bills have gotten killed, but you notice the score is actually a lot closer than it was 27-19, and they took an extra point off the thing. Like, they were playing terrible, and the score was really close for some reason for a big chunk of the game. Like, didn't feel like, I thought the Ravens should have really put some more distance behind the Bills in the first half. Just they couldn't quite do it because they were not stopping the Bills. That was obvious.
No, the Bills had some really good late end of the half execution where they got the field goal off.
That was also on the Ravens. Like, you defend the sideline. Like, what are you doing? That's actually why I started to panic about the Ravens. I'm like, oh, their DBs don't know what they're doing.
Well, and the same thing on the final drive, right?
Yeah.
The Bills were able to use the sidelines pretty easily. They had some time so they could use the middle of the field as well, but they were getting to the sidelines. Josh Allen was getting out of bounds when he wanted to stop the clock. Like, it worked. It worked pretty well for them. Obviously, so many things had to happen for the Bills to come back and win this game. But I do think there is a mentality part of this. And maybe it's because my team's been on the losing end of this when it comes to the Chiefs. And there is a mental hurdle about not being able to beat Andy Reid and Mahomes in the playoffs. These are like psychological scars. And I know that athletes are not like us. They compartmentalize, they turn the page, they have this utmost belief in themselves. But at the same time, how do you not take that personally? Like, how do you not take this to heart?
Well, I mean,
it was a 15-point game with 4 minutes left to go, and you have the best rushing attack in the league. You are built to finish out those games.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like that's not top of mind that the Ravens like feel like they're going to lose. I feel like they feel like they're going to win because they're like, well, if Derrick Henry didn't fumble the ball, we win that game. So I think that they probably think I would imagine they're itching to play the Bills again. Like they're like, oh my God, we're the better team. We want to get out there. That's what I thought that was going to be the narrative. I thought they were mad about the way last year they were the better team. If that was on a dry field, like the Ravens were all set to win that game, and then. But, yeah, I think that they're going to be totally fired up for revenge. I'm just not sure.
They were for this game.
Yeah, I know. And I thought that's why they were killing them.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be so amped up to play them in the playoffs if they get them. Now, let's face it, like they might not get them. We're jumping way ahead. Yeah. I mean, it might not. But doesn't it feel like this is act one of a two-act play here? Like it just feels like they're destined to see each other, much like the Bills and the Ravens. I think this is a great rivalry. One-sided. I'm not so worried about the mental part. I'm just worried about, like, how do they stop Josh Allen if they can't rush him? They didn't get any pressure on him at all.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. The mental aspect of this. I think it means something. Perloff doesn't think it means much. What about you? Meanwhile, we are going to try to get to every game because today's about you and talking about the games you guys want to talk about. We got to pause on Green Bay with Micah Parsons. That was the big debut of the weekend, Pearl. Micah Parsons on his new team. Cowboy fans, this one's going to make you sick. Micah Parsons, very good in the limited snaps that he had. I believe it was it 24 snaps?
29,
29, excuse me. 29 snaps that he played. Helped Green Bay snap this, 1-6 losing streak versus Detroit over the last 7 meetups. Pressured Jared Goff in the red zone that led to a pick and then chased down Jared Goff to sack him late in the game. What'd you think of Parsons' debut?
Yeah, I thought it was very effective. He in the game, he was sucking wind, so he clearly missed camp. They're very, very interesting defense because they have so much talent that they've collected through these drafts. Remember, there were years where they would not draft a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers. So what happened? They were drafting defense. So look at these names. Rashawn Gary, stud. If he hadn't gotten hurt a couple years ago, I think he'd be like a perennial All-Pro. Devontae Wyatt, stud. Edgerrin Cooper, stud. Quay Walker, stud. Micah Parsons, you're adding this in, a traditional pass rusher. Yes, he might not be great against the run. This is a wonderful combination. And Xavier McKinney on the back end, big mistake this weekend. But they have a lot of good things going on here. The defense is exciting. And let's not forget about the offense. Jordan Love, the first 2 drives while the game was until they got a lead and sat on it, he looked unstoppable. So, man, they look tough, Maggie.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Now, on the flip side of that, for the Lions, and EJ, I know you picked them to win the Super Bowl, and I'm not saying that their season's over, but and if you look at Goff's stat line, it's amazing. 31 of 39, 225 yards, 1 touchdown, did have the pick, took 4 sacks, but their run game was just not what you'd expect.
That pass game was not good either.
No,
I mean, that was just short passes. Like, that was screen passes. That was nothing.
Sometimes the numbers tell the story and sometimes they don't. Like, you just look in the box score, it's going to look impressive. But I thought it was the run game that looked obviously different. So credit, Green Bay's defense for it. But with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, when they have 20 carries and not even close to breaking 100 yards rushing, that is not what the Lions want.
Well, they just didn't have, Goff just didn't have any time. He had nowhere to go. And it wasn't just the snaps that Micah Parsons played. Like, the pressure was getting to him immediately. When he did try and throw downfield, like, he took massive hits. this is really looking scary for Detroit.
Yeah, because, you talk about those windows, right? Those infamous windows, and Detroit was just so in theirs. And you have these crushing playoff losses, the one in San Francisco in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago, and then losing at home to Jaden Daniels as a rookie last year. And you're just like, all right, you got to be raring to go because your defense had gotten so hurt last year. You had the built-in excuse for why things went wrong. And you lose both coordinators this offseason. And frankly, I kind of downplayed it. Like, listen, you still have your team, and you still have Dan Campbell, and you still have your identity. And then yesterday I was like, wait a minute, what is their identity? Because I did not see what I thought I was going to see from the Lions.
Well, a complimentary football, too. Where was, Aiden Hutchinson is back. Was McNeil? He did not play, actually. So generally, like you thought this defense was going to be back and help the team, but I didn't see it back.
They got no pass rush at all.
Yeah, I mean
Love was just sitting there. He could have had a picnic if he wanted to.
Well, yeah, early on in the game. Then the Packers, once they got that 2-touchdown lead, got way conservative.
Yeah.
They really helped out Detroit's offense because I thought the Packers, if they wanted to score in the 30s, easily could have.
I agree.
EJ, how you feeling about your Super Bowl pick?
I don't feel good, but the one thing I will say is when I made the pick, I felt like the Lions were going to be more of a second-half team. I thought they were – Amon-Ra St. Brown said it. He said, this looks like a work in progress in training camp, and there were some concerns about how the offense looked. So my thought was with the coordinators changing, okay, they'll look better in the second half, and they'll be a team that kind of surprises people and goes on a great run. I think the concern, though, is I didn't think it looked this ragged. Like – they don't look like the Lions. In fact, they look like the old Lions, the Lions that we're used to seeing who, can't seem to get out of their way and can't seem to get out of the starting blocks. Like, that was not a Dan Campbell team I saw. They were not physical. They were not fast. And it was shocking to see, given how they've played the last 2 years.
I think we have a couple poll questions here. One, did the Lions miss their window, which is totally an overreaction after one game against a division opponent on the road.
On the road.
Lambeau's a tough place to play, but they had been winning there easily. So does it look like the Lions maybe closed their window? And then the other one, too, is this become mental now with the Ravens? Is this more about, like, what is there a mental hurdle now between the Ravens when it comes to Buffalo? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So those are two of the biggest games from yesterday. They got a ton of attention. We've got Aaron Rodgers' debut with the Steelers to get to, Pearl. We have what we saw with a big NFC West matchup between the Seahawks and the 49ers that we have to get to. And, of course, our college football report card also comes your way. Giving out a lot of D's. D's and C's.
I beg your pardon?
That did not come out the way that I wanted it to. Maggie and Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute
It's a
break.
stretch to go dirty.
Sway inside the side with a bottle in his hand. He gave it a good try, swinging at the pitches, stumbling on his feet, drunk on the diamond in the sun.
Aya Maya Leava. Aya Maya Leava. Aya Maya Leava.
Jay's back, he's limping in, but he's ready to roll. After that knee took a hit, but it couldn't take his soul. He's been down, he's been out, but now he's back on his feet. Peter Bellatti's still missing, but EJ can't be beat. EJ's back in the game, he's pushing through the pain. Peter Bellatti's still MIA, but EJ's here to stay. The work don't stop, the show goes on. EJ's fighting hard from dusk till dawn. That knee might have tried to take him down, but EJ's the toughest guy around. He's clocking in, he's doing his time, while Peter's at home, sipping on wine. EJ's back in the game, he's pushing through the pain. Peter Bly's still MIA, but EJ's here to stay. The work don't stop, the show goes on. EJ's fighting hard from dusk till dawn. That knee might have tried to take him down, but EJ's the toughest guy around. He's clocking in, he's doing his time, while Peter's at home, sipping on wine. EJ's back in the game, he's pushing through the pain. Peter Bly's still MIA, but EJ's here to stay. The work don't stop, the show goes on. EJ's fighting hard from dusk till dawn. With every step, he proves he's strong. EJ's back where he belongs. Peter might be taking his time, but EJ's here, he's in his prime. EJ's back in the game, he's pushing through the pain. Peter Bly's still MIA. Bad Lord, Marion High, where Perloff was a nerd. Ernest was a football star, his name was heard. But fast forward now, who's the real champ? Perloff's on the mic while Ernest is just a stamp. Oh, Ernest Pendleton thought you were the king, but Perloff's the one who's doing his thing. And speaking of kings, let's talk about Pete, who never shows up, can't keep a seat. Well, Lottie's got a talent, it's hard to deny. From missing work like it's pie in the sky. He's the Houdini of the office space, gone without a trace, not a single face. Oh, Ernest Pendleton thought you were the king, but Perloff's the one who's doing his thing. And speaking of kings, let's talk about Pete, who never shows up, can't keep a seat. Well, Lottie's got a talent, it's hard to deny. From missing work like it's pie in the sky. He's the Houdini of the office space, gone without a trace, not a single face. Oh, Ernest Pendleton thought you were the king, but Perloff's the one who's doing his thing. And speaking of kings, let's talk about Pete, who never shows up, can't keep a seat.
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
The M&P 500 on the Infinity Sports Network.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Every week we do stock up, stock down after a busy sports weekend. And it was a very, very intense sports weekend. Really started in earnest on Friday night in Brazil. Maggie, why don't you get us started? Who is stock up?
Okay, well, actually, off of that Brazil game, may I give you stock up Justin Herbert?
They bring just 4. Herbert flushed out to the right. He's got a lane. Herbert right sideline to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He slides down. First down, Chargers. Justin Herbert uses his legs, and that is going to do it at the 2-minute warning. Herbert, the hero.
And that was courtesy of Chargers Radio. Boy, did they need that. The last time that the Chargers beat the Chiefs was back in 2021. They snapped a 7-game losing streak. The Chiefs have dominated the AFC and the AFC West for years. And Jim Harbaugh, said they will always remember September 5th as like the day that lived in infamy. I don't know. It was only Jim Harbaugh can do it. So stock up on Justin Herbert. I faded the Chargers. I think a lot of people did. And that was a really impressive win, especially considering the opponent, the circumstances, the whole thing.
Well, I think you faded them for the same reason I kind of did a little bit, because it's a crowded division. Like everybody, we've been sold the Broncos all offseason. Maybe that was a false bill of goods, but you can't have somebody's got to go down in that division, and maybe it's Casey. I will say this: Jalen Carter going out for the Eagles was a big deal. Xavier Worthy going out early after Travis Kelce accidentally took him out.
Yeah,
that was a massive deal in that game. It really gutted the Chiefs. All right, my stock up. Who saw Daniel Jones coming? Do you remember? Do you remember when we were wondering who was going to win that quarterback battle between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson? All Daniel Jones did was score on his first 7 possessions. And I've seen different stats on this. He's either the first quarterback to ever do that or the second in the last 30 years. He was...
Wow.
He was record-setting. A lot of it had to do with Miami's giving up on the sport of football. That's very clear.
Yeah.
But Daniel Jones, 22 for 29, 272, 1 touchdown. You have weapons on that team. We've said that before about Indianapolis. It looks like Daniel Jones is going to be able to, at least after week 1, unlock Shane Steichen's offense in Indy. So that is my stock up.
You can peacock all you want.
I was actually going to do Miami Dolphins for my stock down, but you kind of just covered it there. If Daniel Jones is putting up a historic day, that's a clear stock up. Obviously, their opponent is stock down, so that's Miami. So I'll go somewhere else. Stock down Russell Wilson. Oh, boy. 17 for 37. He looked really bad.
Well, it was a stock. I mean, he was a penny stock to start. Are you sure you stocked down? Like, what did you expect?
Well, I didn't expect it to look this bad, quite frankly. And I don't understand why they didn't just put Jackson Dart in at halftime. I'm serious.
Unlimited.
I know you don't want to, throw him to the wolves, but there's never a perfect time to start a rookie. And you know exactly what you're getting here with Russell Wilson. Now, they finally started throwing the ball a lot in the second half. Still didn't matter. It was just a disaster, and I don't want to watch more of this. So I hope they get Dart in there right away.
Oh, you don't want to watch any more of that.
Yes.
I need to see it's Cowboys this week. I would love to see Jackson Dart again. I mean, the Cowboys defense was not great. So this is an opportunity. They don't have a pass rush. This is the opportunity right here.
Well, by the way, it's not about the Giants' opponents, okay?
Well, you were saying
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with you. But if they're waiting for the perfect moment, this seems like the perfect moment.
Mr. Unlimited.
Okay, talking about stock down, talking about something I was sold this offseason. And I said it in this. Anyone sticking up for Bryce Young here anymore?
Oh, dude.
I mean, he looked early. He looked like a rookie again. 18 for 35, 154 yards, 2 picks in a loss that was part of a rain delay against Jacksonville. But the Panthers, all of a sudden, after some offseason hype, look like they're right back where they started from.
He had one throw where luckily it was taken back because of a penalty, but he had a Will Levis type decision-making, man. It was one of the worst throw decisions I've ever seen in my life. Luckily, it got called back with the penalty, but
yeah, disappointing.
It was a rough game all around, considering the weather delay took him out for an hour and a half.
But even before that, he did not look like he was threatening in any way.
Okay, stock goes down, stock goes back up. How about Jake Tonjes?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I don't think so.
George Kittle goes out for the 49ers early in the game, so his backup is Jake Tonjes. He was actually a third-string tight end who saved the day, especially on the final drive, the go-ahead drive for Brock Purdy. They're locked in this dogfight with Seattle on the road, and it was Tonjes, of all people, with, 3 big catches on that final drive for the 49ers, and had the touchdown. And he's a rookie, not really familiar with his game, and he came up huge for Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy.
Well, can I do another stock down off of that? Rick Woolen, I mean, first of all, everyone knows who follows the Seahawks that he was a vulnerability.
Yeah.
But the one play, he lost the ball in the air. I mean, it should have been Brock threw a duck up. That should have been at least a breakup at very least. And then the last touchdown, dude, you're basically standing there waiting for the ball to come to you. And what's his name again?
Jake Tonjes?
Yeah, steps in front of you. Like, you're an NFL cornerback. And this is all on the Seahawks because they knew exactly what they had coming in, but Rick Woolen definitely cost them that game. So that's my stock down. You want to do another one, Mac, before we get to Andrew Bogusch?
Sure.
Can I just throw a Tonjes note in?
Yeah.
He's actually not a rookie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He had 0 catches over the previous 2 years and then had 3 yesterday.
Wow, very productive. Very
I'm sorry.
productive.
I thought I heard that he was a rookie. I didn't.
No.
My bad. I apologize.
He technically played a full season last year. I don't know how often he was actually in an offensive play, but he got a jersey for every game last year and didn't have a catch. And yesterday he had 3.
And when they needed it the most.
Yeah.
Okay, final stock up for me. Let's go to college. Manny, can I hear the highlight, please? Yes, it's Martin Grammatica's son.
20-yard field goal attempt from the middle of the field. Grammatica for the win, and there it is. 18-16, the final score, and the Bulls explode off the bench.
That's courtesy of ESPN's SEC Network. How about Nico Grammatica? Drive kept alive as USF, the Bulls. Drive kept alive because one of the Florida players spit, one of the defensive linemen, Brendan Betts, spit on an offensive lineman, and then it continued from there. Florida was the 13th ranked team in the country. USF had beaten Boise State the week before and then walks into the swamp and beats Heisman hopeful DJ Lagway and the Florida Gators. That was impressive.
I think they might have been the better team. I don't think that was as much of an upset as we think.
They were 18.5-point underdog.
Yeah. That was going to be a game to watch.
I think it was OJ.
Well, that's because you got them next week, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's interesting. DJ Lagway, we did this on a call. Like, the dude is not practiced at all. Like, that offense is as clunky as humanly possible. One more stock up, by the way.
Yeah.
Emeka Egbuka, how did the NFL let him fall to 19 to the Bucs? What a stud. The game winner, 2 touchdowns for Tampa Bay. The NFL's problem is the Ohio State receiver room has 7 pros in it, so you can't tell who's good. He should have been picked even higher. How much you like that guy?
He's amazing. And then on the flip side, is Marvin Harrison Jr.? What's going on?
Well, he had some nice plays.
Some nice play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was really good.
I think he scored a touchdown.
He had a play on the sideline where he's just like, you can't push him. He's so strong.
Every time I tuned into that game, I feel like I was just watching Spencer Rattler just flailing.
Oh, and by the way,
71 yards, a touchdown.
If there's an NFL tight end who's going to be an MVP, Trey McBride is going to be it.
He's a monster.
Well, Brock Bowers too until he got hurt, but Trey McBride is a monster.
All right, there we go. A little stock up, stock down. M&P 500. We do it every Monday. Andrew Bogusch is here with what did we miss off of all of that?
Well, I don't think you missed this last night, Maggie. Just over 7 minutes ago in Buffalo, the Bills trailed the Ravens 40-25. And then Josh Allen went 11 for 14, 166 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 1 rushing. And he set up Matt Prater's game-ending 32-yard field goal for a 41-40 stunner over Baltimore. New D lineman Joey Bosa likes being a Bill.
I don't know if I've ever been this happy after a win. It's obviously it's just the first game of the year, and we gave up a lot of points, and I could be better in a lot of ways. But we got the win, and we gave our offense a chance, and I guess when you have Josh Allen, you just have to give him a chance, and anything's possible. But I'm in shock right now. That was unbelievable.
What is the over-under on how many times Maggie Gray said a sentence with Joey Bosa and a curse word early in that game? Because I'm sure you were like, what is the deal with this guy? Like
15 and a half.
Yeah, you were definitely. I know you well enough to know that you were worried about Joey Bosa early in that game.
Yeah, well, also, it's just hilarious. It's like, I love this. This is great. It's like, couldn't tell.
That's Bosa's.
Yeah, they're just so robotic. No, they were putting him in a blender.
He looked bad in the first half.
That was not even close on a lot of those.
But then he really picked it up in the second half.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah. I wasn't on the treadmill last night. I did the treadmill actually the first half of all the 1 o'clock games. I walked for 50 minutes.
The 1 o'clock games, they're a bit ugly. Like the matchups. Because I went to the 4 panel on YouTube. I'm like, this is what I got. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of
I'm really
NFC
glad
South.
I just locked in on the Jets. I mean, it was painful, but that was a good game.
It was a really good game.
That was by far the game of.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would have fooled me. I was like, I wonder how these other games are doing. And I looked at like the box scores and stuff. I'm like, ooh, okay, let me stay here.
Well,
I mean, the Bucks Falcons was good too.
Buck Falcons was very interesting. But it wasn't well played necessarily. Although Ibuka to Baker Mayfield, that was pretty good. And
I think
Michael Penix was very
Penix
good.
made some nice throws.
He made some really nice throws. Baker made some nice throws too. He's good.
Penix scrambling for that touchdown. I still don't know how he got that. How he kept his knee in the air. That was crazy. And then the Bengals-Browns game was just so weird because
very weird.
It looked like Cincinnati was able to move the ball at will, and you just look up and you're like, they have no points. How do they have no points?
There was a point of view. Did anybody see the video of Joe Burrow dropping back, and somehow they had a camera right behind him, and Myles Garrett, I think it was Garrett, came in the middle. It's like a Mack truck is coming at you. I'm sorry, I underappreciated Myles Garrett. That guy is the best defensive player in the NFL.
He was so good yesterday.
Manny and I were talking about this play for like 10 minutes, like last hour, being like, how scary was that?
Yeah, poor Joe Burrow. I mean, I didn't think Joe Burrow looked great because I didn't think he looked comfortable against this D line.
What the f*** are we doing, man?
Well, they got out of there with a W.
I mean, he only had 113 yards passing. This is a guy who threw at will last year.
Bogues, what else you got?
Well, back to Bosa, Allen, and the Bills. They're the first team ever to be down 15 or more points with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter and win in regulation. Derrick Henry ran for 169 yards and 2 scores for Baltimore, but fumbled with 3:06 to go, fueling their collapse.
The Bills make me wanna.
It's almost not even fair for Henry because he was such the reason why they staked themselves to that 15-point lead.
Yes. He's a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need your pity.
No, I'm just saying, like, the way that the game went, it's like he was the GOAT and the GOAT of the game. It was odd.
Yeah.
I like that.
And they scored 40. Like, that should have, with that defense,
you don't
that
fumble
should be easily enough.
You don't fumble in that spot.
No, of course not. But
Ed Oliver had something to do with it. But yes.
I don't know. First of all, there was another punch out earlier that they recovered. Yeah, the Ravens do feel like there's always inches away from a bad play on offense. I mean, how many 15-yard losses they have? Also, when Lamar Jackson, dude, you cannot stiff arm with your right hand.
Yeah, I thought he broke his finger.
I did too.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Hamilton did break his finger basically and still played. But yeah, I came out much more worried about the Ravens than I did the Bills. I don't know how you guys felt.
Well, the Ravens just keep finding ways to lose, as you guys have been discussing, which is just, that's bad. It's bad vibes.
Usually the Bills' MO.
I know.
Just with a different opponent.
Hey.
What else you got, Bob?
Well, you guys mentioned Falcons-Bucks. It is the latest example of every inch matters. Micah Parsons just got the tip of the football into the end zone for that go-ahead touchdown for Atlanta, but the scoring drive didn't last long enough. The Bucks took matters into their own hands and drove for their own go-ahead score. That's when Penix reemerged to lead the Falcons into field goal range, but young Wade Koo's kick was bent to the right.
If he makes it, we're overtime bound. Snap, spot, kick from Koo is away. No good.
No good from 44, said Wes Durham on Falcons radio. So Tampa escapes 23-20. Baker Mayfield beginning his season with 3 touchdown passes.
Starting out 1-0 is great. Starting out 1-0 against a divisional opponent on the road, it's great. And especially when we don't play our best and still find a way to win, that's really important. So we can use that. We definitely need to correct all the mistakes that we had, but starting out 1-0 is always good.
That's Baker post-game on Fox.
He's come a long way since living in the stadium in Cleveland.
Yeah. Are you that hard up that you have to do those kind of Penix jokes?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Guilty. So jealous. I want to get in on the dad joke stuff. Whatever. I work with children. And the amount of texts I had to ignore last night with dirty Michael Penix jokes. Don't look at me, Maggie. You were right in the middle of that fray.
I mean, every inch matters came from Maggie. That's a direct copy
I said
and paste.
a classy person, a less classy person might say every inch matters. I think you got to give him a D. I thought you were going to say, I'm surprised something didn't get unzipped in that segment.
That would have been good.
But we got the whole season, guys.
That's true.
I'm a woman now. Pace ourselves. He's the starter.
But not to doom the Falcons, but is there any doubt that their season is going to end up exactly like the last 14 Falcons season? Like,
if Penix looks really good,
they should might as well just close it up. We're 8-9 or 7-10, right? They're the same team every single year. Am I missing something here? Like, Is there any chance they break out of this funk?
No, it's just who's going to win the division, them or the Bucks. Ooh, Penix.
And it's going to be the Bucks.
Probably.
I mean, we did our predictions. Did you pick the Bucks? Yeah, and you probably thought the same way. I'm like, well, Atlanta's got a lot of talent, but they can't find a way to win.
Penix has to also look really good.
I work with children.
She's a baddie.
I hear one voice in all these drops.
Soak a couple of the balls. Keep going. What else? Start with the anus, end with the anus.
Despite football beginning yesterday, the baseball season continues. The big dumper was in Atlanta.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, swinging a drive, straight away center field in deep. Harris going back, looking up. Goodbye baseball, number 53 for Cal Raleigh.
Holy smokes, the magical year continues.
Rick Riz on Mariners Radio. Raleigh's latest homer, number 53, part of Seattle's 18-2 rout of the Braves. The M's remain a game and a half ahead of the Rangers for the last AL wildcard spot.
That's a scoregami NFL score.
The Yankees beat the Blue Jays again 4-3, even though Manny and his dad didn't know they were playing.
That's right.
So the Yanks are now 2 games behind Toronto in the AL East. They're a game and a half up on the Red Sox atop the wildcard standings. Boston, a 7-4 win in Arizona yesterday afternoon. Another save for Aroldis Chapman. He hasn't allowed a hit in 14 2/3 innings. The stretch goes back to late July. It is the third longest no-hit stretch since 1901.
Did anybody else realize that baseball was being played yesterday as well?
Me, Mets fans.
Anybody else? Maggie, you're a Mets fan.
Baseball had to go back burner yesterday.
Yeah, right. Pearl, did you remember that baseball was a thing yesterday?
I do.
Yeah, all right. So
you missed Trey Turner's leg exploding.
What?
I did.
Yeah.
He just learned this 1 second ago.
Yeah. I had no idea. I saw Bryce homered.
Trey Turner pulled hamstring, MRI today.
Oh, wow.
Leg exploding.
Missed 6 weeks with the same injury last year.
This is the same group who told me Christian McCaffrey basically was done for life.
I didn't tell you that.
7,000 touches yesterday.
That was Maggie just trying to get out of the Super Bowl pick.
I was. I picked him to win the Super Bowl, and then he popped up on IR, and I asked if I could have a do-over. Meanwhile, they ran him into the ground yesterday, and they needed every single carry from
Brock
him.
Purdy, you're allowed to throw to other people besides McCaffrey. Cal Raleigh.
He didn't have anybody else.
Remember I thought he was going to chase Aaron Judge? That's probably not going to happen now, right? I just looked. There are 19 games left, 53.
I don't think he's getting it.
He's cooled off a little.
But are you now poo-pooing 53 home runs?
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, like, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately, Cal Raleigh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the home run derby was awesome, but I mean, seriously,
where are the Mariners in the AL wildcard race?
It's pretty dicey, right?
Yeah, I think they've fallen off a little
just
bit.
told you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'll see myself out.
All right, later, man.
Whatever. You started after, like, baseball is also going on. Like, what did you expect us to, like, tune in for that?
You slighted me, and then you expected me to pay attention? No.
Oh, Mariners 1.5 games up.
Oh,
that's what Bogue said.
There we go.
And I just looked it up to confirm. Just wanted to double check his work.
Appreciate that.
I thought you found his script.
Who needs Elias when you got Perloff fact checking?
Yep, I got 1.5 games here.
All right. Thank you for that, Bogues. Informative. We're hanging on every word. Coming up next, are we seeing the end of one franchise QB? Maggie Perloff.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
It was a big weekend in the world of college football. Here's Maggie and Perloff's big moment on campus.
All right, we get back to the NFL in just a moment, but the big moment on campus, Pearl, you remember a week ago, we highlighted a very important story of the Oregon Duck losing his head, the mascot, as they were going out of the field. Head pops off. He's got to scramble, waddle, if you will, back into the locker room. That was last week's big moment on campus. This week, we bring you something new. Syracuse head coach Fran Brown, who, in something you don't see very much, the team erased an 11-point deficit against UConn to pull out the win, a 27-20 overtime win, and Fran Brown was not having it. Ticked off after the game, he made his entire team run wind sprints after the W.
Because at certain times in the game, we wasn't running. Guys not running to get lined up. Guys not running to the ball. I want to celebrate the run with the people, but I'm so pissed. Right? I'm mad as heck right now. I was taught through a lot of the coaches that coach me, you either coach it or allow it, so I feel that I'm allowing it. And it's just some things that I got to do, but I just want to hold them to the standard of who they are, right? These guys are excellent men. They're going to be great fathers and husbands. And I want to make sure that I'm always holding them to that standard of who they are and not allowing them to underachieve at anything.
There you go. Fran Brown with the big moment on campus. Again, Syracuse erases 11-point deficit, wins in overtime against UConn, and he has the whole team run wind sprints.
I have a little problem with this. I think it's a little disrespectful to UConn. It's like, we beat you, and we think you're so bad that we're going to win wind sprints. I was like, if UConn didn't have such a horrible football program, then this could be bulletin board material moving forward. But, I mean, the Syracuse has a huge matchup this week, so we'll see. Friday night, they play my Colgate Red Raiders.
Big bounce back spot.
Yeah, Colgate, who's been actually pretty good in recent years.
Watch out for the toothpaste, y'all.
Yeah. No, Colgate's lost. They're 0-2. They lost to Monmouth, I saw. and they lost to my Villanova. But, my family's from where Colgate is, so I root for Colgate.
Yeah.
And I was born in Syracuse, so this is a big matchup Friday night. But I can't. Did anyone else have
being tested?
A little problem with in a win running wind sprints? Doesn't that show up the opponent to some extent, or am I imagining this?
$5 if you guys know the head coach of UConn football,
Jim Mora.
Jim Mora Jr.
Yeah, he's actually one of the more famous college football coaches.
Playoffs?
Listen, this has nothing to do with the UConn. This is Fran Brown. He's just ticked. Like, why do you make your team run? It's because they are doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing. Running's a punishment. And so if you're UConn, yeah, take it personally. But this was an all-time moment from Fran Brown. And by the way, did you notice there a little sideswipe? Fran Brown, his own team, basically said everyone's going to be going pro in something other than sports. It's like, this is a teaching moment because these guys are going to be great fathers and husbands. Like, you did not say NFL players, which is something.
It's going to be a long year for Syracuse, isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched this and I was just like, if I was one of them kids, I'd be like, yo, what's the portal looking like? This is crazy. What are we doing? This is big-time college football. This isn't high school or junior high school. Like, to do this.
This is the ACC, damn it.
I mean, seriously.
They beat Miami last year.
To do this in big-time college football and have you running sprints like this is Remember the Titans, I would have been like, yo, who wants me? I'm hitting the portal tomorrow.
That was your big moment on campus. Okay, so we also have...
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
We have big moments yesterday, shockingly, Pearl.
This is no democracy.
From Daniel Jones. Didn't see it coming. You gave him one of your stock ups. I know Manny, that's former quarterback with the Giants. But I think that the Miami Dolphins really helped, aided, and abetted Daniel Jones looking so good here because Miami no-showed a season opener. I mean, the time when you actually have the most hope and when you have everything in front of you to not give effort in the first game of the season, and you thought it started from the coaching staff all the way down.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of mistakes that Mike McDaniel made. He missed a challenge. There were a lot of procedural errors where the Miami offense did not seem organized, and that's his specialty. And then the defense was a sieve. Yeah, you called it months ago that he would be the first coach fired. Now there's no doubt in my mind. Like, honestly, they actually looked okay on offense in the fourth quarter in garbage time, but this seems very, very dire in Miami.
Well, and you're wondering if Mike McDaniel gets fired, is Tua long behind him? Because I know they paid him a lot of money, but at this point, if the Dolphins season goes off the rails and you are anywhere close to if you're picking in the top 10, don't you have to redo this thing at quarterback and start over?
Are you aware of the cap hit?
I'm sure it's insane. Well, I'm not saying actually that you necessarily cut him. I'm saying you draft over him. Like, and maybe he sits there as a backup or something.
Well, yeah, but you can't cut him. 79.2 is what I've done.
Yeah, that's stupid, right? So it doesn't make any sense. But as far as like his era being over in Miami, though, you got to have serious questions.
Oh, yeah. I no doubt in my mind. I was actually thinking what we used to call an arch team before Arch was mediocre to start the season. This would be an arch team. Like where this could be a big spot for a quarterback. You're right. You kind of have maybe, the Broncos did this with Russell Wilson, took that massive cap hit, but it's clearly a destination for a new coach and a new quarterback. It looks like after week one, it's going to be really hard to recover. Do you see any way that they bounce back and show some life here?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, it's possible. Definitely. It's only one game, but it just looks like, everyone's. But it appears they're tuning out their head coach. Like, this is the recipe. This is how you get a head coach fired, is when the team looks like crap against another team that we don't expect to be very good at all.
I would say that to put this obviously the team building has been not great. And he's been there forever.
Yeah, Chris Greer, he'll be out too.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there a really long time. It's not like they have a great team. They never should have paid Tua.
No.
Easier. We're doing a little money more than quarterback, but I think we were on that.
We were. And can I just also point out something that I had said when Aaron Rodgers was leaving Green Bay? I didn't understand why the Dolphins wouldn't have been on him then. Because I know he ends up tearing his Achilles, so obviously that, is... history. Like, what are you going to do about that injury? But I thought they should have been, and Aaron Rodgers comes out of the darkness retreat and goes to the sunshine in Miami.
Well, it's funny. Miami got Tyreek Hill and over the Jets, and the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure which situation's ending up better.
No, and I love Tyreek Hill is all ticked off on the sideline. It's like, dude, you're part of the problem too. You know, you have this distraction of an off season. You're not a captain anymore. It's all bad.
There's actually a couple Dolphins out there. I might need to get out there.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Tight end on the right.
Looks like
now,
Ravens are bringing pressure on the play.
Late motion from Moore. Here's the snap. Allen has time. Now pressure coming from Van Noy. Throws. It's high, and it's caught in the end zone by Keon Coleman. It may have been intended for Dawson Knox, but Coleman's the one that ends up with it. Agent Zero with a touchdown.
Still just stunning. Bills Radio Network, how the Bills came back on the Baltimore Ravens it's just a shock. And it took plays like that. Not sure if it was for Dawson Knox, ends up in the hands of Keon Coleman.
What you mean?
Who really turned things on in the fourth quarter along with Josh Allen. This was a game, Perloff, if you're a Ravens fan, you are just sick because they had two different spots in the second half, and including with 4 minutes left to go, where the Ravens were ahead by 15 points. And they're not just any team when they have a lead. The Ravens are the perfect team with a lead because
they should be.
Right, they should be. Good point. They should be because their ability to just run the ball. You can sit on these leads where you don't have to do anything stupid or dicey or whatever. And for some reason, the last three drives that the Ravens had in the game, a 3-and-out, a Derrick Henry fumble, and then another 3-and-out. Like, they just could not get a first down when they needed it, and the Bills capitalized by the skin of their teeth and end up kicking a 32-yard field goal to win as time expired. Just bananas.
I mean, totally unpredictable, and yet it feels like when these two teams play, it's going to be like your Chiefs and Bills. Something crazy and wild is going to happen. You could tell the defenses were hurting last night. So, again, it is a crazy comeback, but if there was two teams that would play a game like that in week one, I would have predicted them. Not, by the way, the other crazy game was the Jets-Steelers. That I wouldn't have predicted. But with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, like, nothing is impossible for either quarterback.
Yeah, Josh Allen ends the game 33 for 46 with 394 yards and 2 touchdowns, and 250 yards came in the fourth quarter. That is just incredible.
I mean, the Ravens knew they were going to pass and generated 0.0 pass rush. Like, that was like Josh is just dropping back at will and just nothing's coming. It was weird. That O-line is very good, by the way. That is part of it.
Yeah, it's funny, though, because they actually got called for some penalties, especially even in that eventually the drive that scored the touchdown in that Keon Coleman highlight that we just played for you. There was a Deion Dawkins false start in that drive.
He'll do that once in a while. He seems to have penalties.
He does, and they weren't perfect, but they were giving Josh all types of time, and Allen was able to do his thing. I mean, both quarterbacks also good on the ground. Lamar Jackson, 6 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Josh, 14 carries, only 30 yards, but the 2 touchdowns, and both of them coming in the fourth quarter. Crazy. And, you know, it's nuts about this game is that it should be remembered as the Derrick Henry game yet another time when he puts the Bills in a body bag like he used to do when he played for the Tennessee Titans. And he was so good in this game until he fumbles the ball with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. Bills take over basically in the red zone at that point. They score, and it was like a momentum shifter because then the Ravens go 3-and-out on their next drive.
It's so funny. You and I took what this means in a slightly different direction. You mentioned that maybe the Bills now have a mental edge over the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens now have motivation for life against this Bill. Like, they are going to be chomping at the bit to get this team again.
Well, I mean, they were motivated coming into last night's game.
And it felt like they were blowing them away. That's what I mean. Then maybe it's like it hits in the fourth quarter. But I feel like if they meet in the playoffs again, which kind of seems like destiny, like Baltimore is going to come out like a house on fire. The question is, can they hold that lead? Now I think the doubt will creep in the fourth quarter maybe.
like it or not, the Ravens are developing and have developed a reputation for blowing big games. We normally associate this with the 49ers or Kyle Shanahan. I know John Harbaugh has a Super Bowl. No one's ever going to take that away, but they are also now developing this reputation of either not showing up in the biggest games or getting off to slow starts in the biggest games, however you want to put that with Lamar and all the slings and arrows that he's taken. And now I think the team as a whole is starting to develop a reputation. They had 5 different games where they've had 10-point leads in the fourth quarter since 2019 and blown them all. It is usually when you have leads like that, again, with this type of team, it feels like it should be automatic, but it is not for some reason when it comes to Baltimore.
And the funny thing is, it is a 100% not on Lamar Jackson last night.
No.
I mean, he was as close to perfect as any quarterback can be. So it's funny. There are games where Lamar has blown it, but this definitely was not one of them. Obviously, the defense, but if he's going to play perfect and Derrick Henry's going to play perfect, and they're still going to lose.
That's why I think there's a mental edge here. We asked you on X, do the Ravens have a mental hurdle when it comes to playing the Bills? Right now, 52% of you saying yes. I mean, it's really, really tight. EJ, what do you think? Mental hurdle with the Ravens and Bills or no?
I don't think it's a mental hurdle with the Bills. I think it's a mental hurdle with winning big games. I think it goes beyond necessarily just the Bills. I think there's something about this team that when the lights are bright and they're playing against one of the top teams in the AFC, for some reason, it just feels like they're going to find a way to lose. And it's weird because when you think of Baltimore, you think of toughness, you think of mental strength, and it doesn't feel like they're a mentally tough team, which is, again, feels like an oxymoron talking about, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed's Ravens.
But this is not a big game. I mean, it's week 1. I mean, it's a big game for home
field. It felt
like
a big game.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a team that you're gonna be battling with for playoff positioning, potentially home field advantage. This was not it's week 1. We're just gonna go through the motions here. This was a game they had to find a way to win.
But I think the reason they don't win big games is because their quarterback's from Florida, and I don't think he likes playing in cold weather. I mean,
that was not last night.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, and he was perfect last night. I think most of their signature losses have been in the playoffs. I mean,
okay, but then I'm going to be honest with you. Like, that's also a mental thing because, and I only know this because this is what all the players say when it comes to the cold weather. It's a mentality. It's like you don't actually play worse, and your opponent plays in the same conditions that you do.
Well, why? I mean, listen, there's definitely something like Kansas City, cold weather team, Green Bay for years, cold weather team, Pittsburgh, like all the great teams, New England, cold weather team. These cold weather big quarterbacks seem to do really well. Lamar he's not huge. I mean, I don't know. Josh Allen seems like he's built for the cold more than Lamar Jackson. Just if you eyeball the two. If it's snowing outside and you have those two quarterbacks next to each other, who are you taking? You're taking the big guy.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Ravens developing a reputation here for being chokers. They choked that game away. No doubt. I want to give the Bills tons of credit. Josh Allen deserves all the credit in the world. He puts that team on his back so many times, but the Ravens choked it away.
Well, good thing for Josh Allen. He's going to be handing the ball off for the next 8 weeks after playing the Panthers, Saints, Jets. Like, easy peasy road ahead, Mag.
Listen, you plays on their schedule, but I think that the crazy part is how the mentality shifted. Because if you're Buffalo and you lose this game in the way that it looked like they were going to lose, which was just getting stomped by Derrick Henry, then I think that would have been tough to overcome. Like, there's a bit of a fraud anxiety. I think if you're Buffalo and Derrick Henry comes in and scores 3 touchdowns and just destroys you, then you're like, oh gosh, how good are we? Do we actually have a defense who can win? And the fact they turned the table here, I think did a lot for them. I really do. Because there's got to be fraud anxiety, whether you're the Bills or the Ravens, because no one's been able to beat the Chiefs. The only people who have is Cincinnati, and they got their own problems.
Can I just say, it is kind of funny. I'm sorry, look at the schedule. At Jets, that could be tough.
Jets look good. Yeah.
But it's second biggest spread of the week. Then Miami and New Orleans. Like, what's Buffalo going to do to entertain themselves for those 2 games?
Listen, you never know.
Watch the Sabres.
Wait. You never know.
No, the Jets game is going to be interesting.
You know. You absolutely know. Yeah, the Jets, you don't. I mean, that, again.
Where's that game? Where's the game?
It's in New York.
The Bills don't play well in New York.
They
do not.
Yeah.
The 7.5-point favorites. You guys should bet the house on the Jets then if you really. It's a big money line too. But then Miami and New Orleans. Like,
yeah, no,
how did that happen?
Yeah, I'm on your side there.
They still have to play the Chiefs. They got to play the Eagles.
No, I know, but don't give me you never know when we saw the Dolphins this week.
The Dolphins have to care. I did not count on the Dolphins not caring.
And it's in Buffalo.
Yeah, see, if you're Buffalo, you always want Miami late. You don't want them in September.
Now you want them. You want them every week, every season.
We'll see if they can regroup. Let's get to the NFL in 60.
Maggie and Perloff take you around the league, recapping this weekend's football action. Time for NFL in 60.
Yep, we're bringing it back. Every game in 60 seconds from Sunday. EJ, go ahead.
All right, it's Aaron Rodgers 1, EJ nothing, 4 TDs for the Steelers QB. I was going to say something else. Steelers beat the Jets 34-32.
Impressive. All around. Impressive that Rodgers was really carrying the offense, which I wasn't sure was in the Steelers playbook, Pearl. And impressed by the Jets, actually. And Justin Fields looked like a good thrower yesterday, which is an improvement for him.
Yeah, flip side, I'm worried about both defenses. Pittsburgh's defense got really, really old. Like, if they don't get to the quarterback, it's going to be trouble town, USA. And the Jets, I can't believe the Jets defense wasn't better. Although, I think it will be better because they have a lot of names.
Joey Porter also going out for a stretch in this game definitely hurt, kept the game really close, super entertaining, and I was more impressed by what I saw by both teams.
Jets almost 200 yards rushing. That might be like the 7th game in a row the Steelers just got gashed. And it's so weird. Steelers don't get run on historically, and now it's easy.
A wild one in the ATL. Bucks pull it out after a Younghoe Koo miss late in the game.
That game had everything. Bijan Robinson, who's the number 1 fantasy pick in most drafts, dude's got to run forward sometimes. Like he will make negative plays that hurt the team. He's arguably top 3 running back in the NFL. A little disappointed. Meanwhile, I'm all about the Bucks and Emeka Egbuka. Oh my God, was he awesome? That was a thrilling game. Felt like every Falcons-Bucks game goes exactly like this.
Fantastic connection between Mayfield and Egbuka. So you got the 2 touchdowns there. Was definitely the biggest takeaway. Small takeaway. Michael Penix looks good. We'll do a whole debrief on the entire second-year quarterback class because we're going to watch Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy tonight. But also, Younghoe Koo missing a kick that never happened.
Yeah, it's wild. Wasn't he the most accurate kicker?
Yes, he was, and he missed a kick that would have sent it to overtime.
Another game with a missed field goal late. Bengals survived the Browns in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was this emphasis that the Bengals were going to be better to begin the season. Could have fooled me. If the Browns kicker was a rookie and had his act together, Bengals lose this game. If the Browns kicker kicks the field goal and the PAT, miss both at different points in the second half. I don't know why the Bengals offense was not more explosive yesterday, Pearl.
I do. Myles Garrett, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Burrow had no time. He just really could not go downfield. I think if you're a Bengals fan, you actually are happy, though, Maggie, because you got out of here with a W. You started out the season 1-0. There's something, even when playing preseason, they clearly need time to get going. You're right. The offense did not look like the Bengals offense.
Another day closer to unemployment. The Dolphins lose 33-8 as Mike McDaniel's Dolphins just not looking all that good.
Yeah, you know what? I look at the Colts and Daniel Jones. They have good skill position players, and then they had Tyler Warren. We are Penn State. Like I just like so many different players on that offense that I'm into it. I wish I'd been a little more bullish on the Colts coming into the season.
No. Don't do that. Don't get fooled, Pearl. Yes, they have some good pieces on paper, but this had nothing to do with the Colts. This was a high school team in Indianapolis could have done this to Miami. This is what it looks like when a team is quitting on their coach. So it's only a matter of time. The questions remain, what is Tua? Where does he go after this? Is he a backup at next year if the Miami has to draft a quarterback? Like, this is how much I'm forecasting down the road off of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, that Cam Bynum celebration was so elite in the end zone. What he was convulsing on the
sideways worm kind of.
Yeah. No, I have to say I disagree. I think that alone makes me interested in the Colts.
He didn't come to Vegas to roll the dice. He came to run the table, and Geno Smith ran the Patriots out of New England. Raiders win 20-13.
Man, so first, just on the loser for a second.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
I thought the Patriots were going to look a little bit better. Drake May still needs a little more seasoning. Let's put it that way. He was not awesome to me. And the Raiders, Geno is an upgrade.
Oh,
a big one.
He's great.
And Pete Carroll is an upgrade, a big one. And I think you watched those two things in concert yesterday. And I think, and I was a little more surprised that the Patriots were a little toothless here.
Yeah, Gino does throw a bad pick once in a while. And he had one yesterday. But the Patriots, okay, Mike Vrabel, you're this superstar defensive. Cover Brock Bowers. What are you, crazy? He's the one target that scares you. And he was running wide open. Hopefully he's fine.
Good news for you, Jay. Survivor pool pick. The Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13 in the Superdome.
Yeah, you're sweating that one out. Was it tied 10-10 at halftime?
No,
I'm sorry. It was earlier.
20-13. Spencer Rattler, who you can't help but root for, throws the ball. Guy catches it, lands in the end zone. When he lands, the ball jars. Would have been a tie game, and EJ would have been in big trouble. Honestly, Cardinals. That's another guy. Cover Trey McBride. Put 3 guys on him. I don't care what you do against the Cardinals. Marvin Harrison looked promising, but Trey McBride on the Cardinals is their number one weapon. Both these teams are a little worrisome. Saints had some fight, Mag. We thought they'd be the worst team in the league.
No, Cam Jordan's still looking good.
Yeah.
I mean, they have something.
Kamara.
I noticed just something to keep an eye on. I don't like Kellen Moore's body language on the sideline. I mean, their team's getting hurt, losing. They only lost by a score, but I didn't like his, he looked like down and out.
He kind of always looks like that. He made some big mistakes in this game, some tactical errors, but it's his first game head coaching. They did have I think the players like him. I think they were playing for him. I mean, they could have won this game with Spencer Rattler. Kellen Moore, because he's a former Eagles guy, he tried the tush push, and the officials threw a flag on it for no apparent reason. But I know what you're saying, but that's Kellen Moore's face, isn't it?
It's like Eli Manning's coaching the team,
That's what Kellen Moore looks like.
All right, let's go to D.C. where the Giants only mustered 231 total yards as the Commanders beat up on the Giants 21-16.
Yeah, Manny, close your ears on this one. We still have to talk about it for a minute. Russell Wilson, what are we doing? Just get to Jackson Dart. Let's just all pretend the charade do we even have to play it?
Yep.
But for the Commanders side of things, I feel kind of stupid that I faded the Commanders. And Deebo Samuel, I was really impressed by Deebo. I think it was 6 catches for 77 yards. I had it in front of me before. But Deebo was good, and Terry McLaurin made a couple plays. The Commanders' offense looks good. Their defense looks good.
I would say Brian Burns was the best player on the field. He is a force of nature, the Giants pass rusher. I thought the Commanders looked not great offensively. I think the holdout with McLaurin probably cost them. You're really depending on an old Deebo. And what was all that back and forth about will Bill Krosky-Merritt's be the number one back? What was that garbage? Then they put out a depth chart where he's 4th, and he's clearly the entire offense. So I actually wasn't impressed with Washington. It's funny. I thought at home they should have won more easily because they really weren't putting points on the board. They scored a late touchdown to make it 21-6. Agree on Dart. Let's go. Week 2. Wait, Maggie and Perloff show is in on Jackson Dart to start against Dallas in week 2, correct?
Yeah, you know how this is going to go with Wilson. You want to watch this? This is not going to save anybody's job also, by the way. So if Dayball and Shane just want to be selfish about it, start the rookie.
Malik Neighbors, 5 catches, 12 targets.
He's got into a fight with the head coach on the sideline. You got to do something to change it up.
We still stink.
Yeah. You do.
If the Panthers and Jaguars matchup in Jacksonville, did it actually happen? According to the box score, it did. Jaguars win 26-10.
Pro wants to do victory laps here.
Okay, well, Bryce Young looked terrible again. The Travis Hunter experience. It was fine. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. There was no electricity around it at all. He was productive. He was totally fine. He got targeted a couple times. But it didn't really do anything.
He's not playing defense. That's the thing. It's he played a couple snaps on defense.
How many snaps did he have? Because I saw him get beat once or twice.
It's going to be 90% offense here. We're not actually watching Shohei. He's not doing the two-way thing. And by the way, I totally understand that. He much more offense than
I do like the haircut. He went and shaved his head for the game. It looks. He's a good-looking dude.
Oh, you didn't see that, Max?
Yeah.
I guess it didn't register.
Travis Etienne running really fast too, by the way.
I saw a very, very, very mean meme about the haircut. I saw you guys in the break.
Oh, did you, EJ? Did you not like it?
Wife.
I thought it was fine until I saw this meme and I was like, oh no, he does look kind of like this.
Oh no. Bryce Young, by the way, David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers. Again, I actually made it relegation. That's what Premier League style. Like, dude.
Send him back to college, SEC?
Steve Ballmer and David Tepper are like the two richest owners in sports, whatever. Like that, being rich and being smart are not the same.
All right, let's get to the 4 o'clock games, and we start in the Mile High, where the Broncos beat the Titans in Cam Ward's debut with Tennessee.
I'll tell you what, the numbers do not tell the story on Cam Ward's line. He looks like he's got something. There is so much zip on his passes. I don't even think his receivers are ready for it, which is part of the problem. What's going on with the Broncos? This was supposed to be like the super easy cakewalk win because they're, the number one defense, and Bo Nix is supposed to be the second coming. What happened?
Yeah, he came back to earth is what happened.
40 pass attempts for Bo Nix.
I thought the Titans were poorly coached. I thought they were way too conservative on offense. Maybe he's a rookie quarterback.
A lot of drops.
My takeaway was Bo Nix. Yeah, I just really, the 2 picks were bad. There was a third that could have been. They did have rookie R.J. Harvey came in at the end and just took off a running back. He could be good. The Broncos, to me, were actually disappointing. The survivor pool, we all picked. I mean,
you all picked.
They almost just buried everybody's survivor pool.
Actually, all of us in the survivor pool moved on except for Andrew Kaplan, who picked the Saints.
Which I'm still trying to figure out why that was. Let's go to Seattle, where the Niners had a surprise touchdown by a guy named Tonjes to win. I'd never heard this guy before, but he was big in that game. They beat the Seahawks 17-13.
Yeah, Reek Woolen got lost on 2 key plays to let Brock Purdy go down. I know you and I were both thinking the same thing. $50 million for that from Brock Purdy. It's like drop back and hope that Christian McCaffrey can do something after the catch. That seems like their entire offense. Ricky Pearsall looked nice. They missed Ayuk. They missed Debo a little bit. Kittle went out like they missed him. The run game, by the way, did not blow me away at all. I thought McCaffrey got stuffed way too many times. So San Francisco's offense was a work in progress. Seattle's offense was way too conservative. That was very If I'm Seattle, I'm heartbroken after that loss.
We have almost a decade of evidence at this point that Sam Darnold is not the guy you want in a crucial moment. Now, listen, offensive line got a little overwhelmed there. Or it was actually from behind, right, that he had the sack fumble.
Well, I think
they
that was
moved easily into 49er territory, but couldn't finish the job.
Through a beautiful pass, it was 1st and 5 on a penalty, and they have a run that went 0 yards. And that was every single play. It felt like on first down, it reminded me of Matt Canada's Steelers offense. I really, you could see an offense that's just not working, and that offense is not working.
Just lastly, Jake Tonjes, who I thought was a rookie, but that's just because he hasn't actually been in a box score for 2 years, so my bad. 3 catches, his first 3 catches of his career, all on that final drive. 3 catches on 3 targets, 1 touchdown. Amazing. I'd say what a debut, but he's been around for a while.
Packers beat the Lions in Micah Parsons' debut in the green and gold, 27-13.
Cover your eyes, Cowboy fans, because he only played in 29 snaps, but pressured Jared Goff in the red zone into an interception, then chased him down for a sack. I mean, he is making a difference. The Packers defense was already good. Parsons made him better.
Yeah, I think Green Bay could have won this game by a lot more points if they wanted to. I feel like they got the lead early and they weren't threatened by Detroit. Detroit's not necessarily funny. With that explosive offense, they don't seem like they're built like a come-from-behind team because they want to win on the ground. And the ground game was just not there for them at all. That was a huge disappointment. Maybe that's the impact of losing offensive coordinator Ben Johnson.
Yeah, we're going to see Ben Johnson tonight with the Bears playing the Vikings, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Last one, EJ.
And 14 points was enough for the Rams. Rams beat the Texans 14-9 at SoFi.
Hey,
speaking of epidurals.
What happened to Matthew Stafford's back? He looked fine.
I think Micah Parsons got an epidural. I think Matthew Stafford got an epidural. Shots for everybody.
Can I get one for the pain that the Giants have inflicted on me?
Yeah, it'll make you numb. That's for sure. Not your brain, though. This is a very ferocious Rams defense. We knew that already. But the fact that they made C.J. Stroud and the Texans, Pearl, look so pedestrian on offense, I was a little surprised. I thought things were going to be a little different here for Houston this year on offense. Not the case.
Yeah, I worry about that offense as a potential playoff team. There were some experts who picked the Jags to knock off the Texans. I kind of maybe wish I was one of them now because that offense was, I don't know. The Rams defense is good. It's not that good, Maggie. Like C.J. Stroud was under fire.
Yeah, I'm not going that far. The Jags still will. It's amazing that the Jags stand for just a guy. That's what they call people.
How about Dan Jones and the Colts?
No, no. That was Miami stinking.
Yeah, the Colts will be there in Week 17. They always are. They will always be 8-9 or 9-8.
Speaking just quickly, Travis Hunter. So it's 44 snaps on offense and 9 snaps on defense.
Duval.
So not exactly Shohei. Not the two-way we were expecting. But
wow, Shohei doesn't exactly pitch that much.
No, but to be honest, I like that. The idea that he would have played a full schedule on offense and defense was always a pipe dream. Yeah, maybe at some point, but not this year.
I know we got a break, but I heard a good line from Kurt Warner. To think that he could do that at the pro level is insulting to pro players. Part of this was because he can do it at the college level, just like Cam Ward could spin out of plays in college at Miami that he could not spin out of last night. It's a big jump from college to pro. Let's face it.
Huge. 888-710-4ISN. Coming up, we head back to college. Our report card: Arch Manning, Billy Napier, Cade Klubnik. We got them all next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Time to go. I have to go to class.
Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
Let's find out who made the grade after this weekend's college football action.
He is totally gonna kill at college.
What, like it's hard?
As of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
Maggie and Perloff hand out their college report card.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Want to bet?
Manny, I thought you were going to say, ask my brother.
No.
Missed an opportunity to dunk on your brother there.
No.
2 quarterbacks, 1 coach. EJ Stewart's going to hand him off to us. We'll give him the grade. What's up, EJ?
He's more of a burger soda guy.
Let's go to Norman, where Bryce Underwood for Michigan made not the greatest start in a big start against a premier team here. So what are you giving Bryce Underwood here?
Bro, I'm going to give him a C-. 9 for 24, 142 yards, getting into it with Justice Haynes on the sideline. They were arguing. Apparently, they cleared everything up. But listen, he's like an $8 million quarterback. He's got a ton of expectations, even if he's a true freshman. Looked really good in the opener. And Oklahoma made him look very, very pedestrian. Big dude, though. Excited to watch him play in the future, but he was not good in this game.
So he had the lowest PFF grade of any player on that offense. I thought he was bad. I'd give him a D. He just turned 18 in August. What the heck is he doing out there?
He's huge.
He's gigantic, but he's a massive question mark. Like, we have no idea. He's too young. I think Juju Lewis, who played, by the way, for Colorado, is also that young. It's too young. It's just too young. I gave him an NA, incomplete.
All right, let's go to Florida, where things got very ugly in Gainesville. Florida loses. What are you giving head coach Billy Napier?
A G for gone. They give out G's. He's dead man walking. The only reason he's back there is because DJ Lagway forced the program to bring him back. But this is too far. They'd even risk losing Lagway. They just did not play well. Like, listen, you have DJ Lagway, quarterback, who didn't play well himself, but generally you got to do more points than that.
I'll also give him the G. No, he's gone. I was just going to give him a traditional F. You were 18.5-point favorite against USF. You end up losing on a last-second field goal by Nico Gramatica, Martine's son. Just like cowardly play calling. I didn't like it. You got your defensive lineman, Brendan Bett, spits on a USF offensive lineman in a crucial drive. It kept the drive alive for USF. And Billy Napier is dead man walking. You're absolutely right, Pearl. And this was supposed to be one of the easier games on their schedule on paper. They face LSU next week. So
I didn't think
good luck with that.
I did not sense they had an advantage in the trenches at all in that game. So, yeah, that USF, watch out.
And finally, Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns bounce back in a win over San Jose State. What are you giving QB Arch Manning?
I give him a B- because he's still doing the silly sidearm stuff. They need to discover, I think Ryan Wingo targets are a major, major problem. Like, he's supposed to be fast, but he never clears the cornerback. He's messing up Sark's whole offense. Obviously, I think Arch has found targets he liked. It was the bounce back game. At least he had that. And by the way, he can still run really well. So I'm giving him a B-, a lot to clean up, though.
Yeah, it's going to be C+ for me for Arch. Look better. You mentioned the sidearm and some of the mechanics still wonky. Parker Livingston is obviously his number one guy. If he's not throwing to him, it just doesn't feel like it's working at all.
He's got one tight end he likes too.
And, again, it's like Arch is not new here. We're talking about Bryce Underwood just turned 18 like a week ago. March Manning's been on campus for 2 seasons watching and learning, getting his chance right now, and it looked better, but, I mean, not amazing.
Well, I got to say, I do think that team misses Matthew Golden. I think he was underrated. What a huge impact he had. I think Quintavion Wisener being on the sideline makes a huge deal.
It's number one team in the country going into the season. Like, there were big expectations here. No one else really thought that these holes were going to be insurmountable.
Means nothing. The fact, like, come on. You're telling me like that receiving core wasn't a concern or shouldn't have been a concern? Yeah, I mean, listen, Penn State lost Tyler Warren and Abdul Carter. I think people don't know what that is. Ohio State really didn't. Who'd they lose? Well,
Abuka.
And they lost Will Howard. Yeah. But generally, no, you're saying like it doesn't matter that they lost. I'm like, they do not know who their good players are. I think my point is it's definitely on the team, not on Arch. I felt that way about the Ohio State game too. Those receivers stink. They do not get separation. And the O-line's not great either.
There's your college football report card. Bryce Underwood, Billy Napier, Arch Manning. We're hard graders. Let's get to Andrew Bogish, who's got the latest for us. Bogues, any good games last night?
A couple. All these headlines are sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Bills fans usually do damage to themselves, jumping through tables, drinking too much. I saw somebody cooking breakfast on a shovel yesterday in the parking lot in Buffalo.
We're back.
Get it charred.
Get that crust on it. But during Bills-Ravens last night, one fan slapped DeAndre Hopkins in the helmet, then shoved Lamar Jackson in the face mask after Hopkins caught a TD. Jackson responded with 2 hands to the idiot's chest.
I just forgot who I was for a little bit, but you gotta think in those situations. You got security out there, let security handle it. But I just let my emotion get the best of me. But hopefully it don't happen again.
The Bills did eject the fan, but he actually fought back more than the players for a good chunk of last night. Buffalo was down 40-25 midway through the fourth quarter, only to score the final 16 points of Sunday Night Football to steal a 41-40 season-opening W.
Go Bills.
Matt Prater kicked a game-ending 32-yard field goal. He wasn't Josh Allen's teammate until Thursday.
Honestly, I met him in the locker room 2 days ago. He showed me a video of his son playing quarterback. That's how we met. And today, before the game, he comes up to me, in the locker room. Before we even take the field, he just said, "Hey, I promise you I'm going to give you everything I got tonight."
As we've already mentioned, the
It's like a movie.
1-year-old Prater was home in Arizona serving as the assistant coach for his son's football team when the Bills called last week because Tyler Bass is hurt.
He was part of the 2006 draft class. And undrafted, too. 2006.
Yeah, I know, Manny. We've been watching him kick for 20 years.
This is like Manny's bands.
I was still in elementary school, still learning what multiplication was and long division was when this guy came into the league, and he's still kicking.
Yeah,
is he the oldest player?
The game.
He's
Rodgers.
I think he's older than Rodgers, right?
I mean, listen, they put the close-up on him. He looks like he looks
an old kicker.
He looks seasoned.
By the way, and thank goodness for him last night. They should keep him for the whole season. But
2 kickers on the Bills.
Imagine how much patience you have to have as a quarterback. It's not just the outside world, especially for Josh Allen, who's living in a place like Buffalo where it's a bit of a fishbowl. He can't go out anywhere. He can't get lost like in the crowd like he could maybe in New York or LA or something. And so outside the building, you've got to have the patience of a saint because everyone's coming up to you at all times.
Go Bills.
And then inside your own locker room, you have a journeyman kicker who you've never met is suddenly showing you highlights of his kid playing quarterback in high school, and you have to nod along.
Oh, yeah, Matt Jr. is great. Yeah,
look at
that
he's
quick
grown.
release point. Yeah,
that's such a Gen X thing. Just show up and be like, hey, look at my kid playing quarterback. It's like,
he's a millennial. Gen X.
41. Oh, I guess late millennial.
He was born in
just
1984.
Like me.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Prater, second oldest. Rodgers first oldest.
Yeah.
Both 41. Rodgers' birthday hits first.
Yeah.
Folks, what else you got?
Well, the Allen, I should say, Prater, making the Bills the first team ever, I should type better, to erase a 15-point hole with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter and win that game in regulation. Aaron Rodgers, meanwhile, is the only QB with 240 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and no picks in his debut for a new team over the last 60 seasons. And all of that came against the Jets.
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
The new Steeler QB put up 34 points. Their new defensive back made that enough to win. Jalen Ramsey thumping Garrett Wilson so hard that Wilson dropped a first down catch.
This crap is crap.
That ended the Jets' last drive.
Poll question, who wins first, the Jets or the Giants?
The Jets.
The Jets.
Giants schedule is hardest in the league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. But they got the Cowboys next. Jets got the
do.
Bills.
All right.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
And then,
Giants.
and then I think the Giants
are-
have the Chiefs the next week or something like that.
The Giants, I don't think.
You might. This is when you play the Chiefs.
Oh, is that right?
Well, Xavier
mean,
Worthy has a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, Rashee Rice hasn't come back till week 6.
The Chiefs could put out their third stringers and they could still beat the
They
Giants.
got
first
New
stringers.
Orleans in week 5. Look at the Jets' schedule.
I think that the Chiefs could beat the Giants with Patrick Mahomes playing left-handed.
So do I.
He's going to try it, too.
Yeah, he's going to pull a Larry Bird. Larry Bird getting triple-double left-handed. Patrick Mahomes is going to play left-handed and throw for 300
He
yards.
could have no arms and he could still beat the Giants.
Wait, but the Jets' schedule, they got Buffalo at Tampa Bay. Oh, God. At Miami.
There it is.
Yeah, then again, funny things happen in South Beach. Huh?
I'm not even like super, super high on the Jets. I mean, the Giants, I was someone who also thought the Giants would be more competitive. They are light years away from being competitive.
No,
Bro,
just
Jackson Dart in there and let's
go
win
to
some
Dart.
games.
Maybe Dart's in there.
They
Maybe
have
that's
Malik
different.
Neighbors. They have Brian Burns. They have Abdul Carter. Like, there's players there.
But they have you and I playing offensive line. That's the problem.
There it is.
When's Andrew Thomas come back?
We don't know.
You don't know that, yeah.
It's been a decade and a half with the same thing with the Giants.
Well,
It's
good
the
thing-
offensive line. They still can't block. And the quarterback, whenever he did have time to throw the ball, he had happy feet. He didn't trust his pocket, and it led to just checkdowns and bad throws. I love football.
No, Joe Shane really happy he went splurge on all those offensive linemen and
just
let
dandy.
Saquon Barkley go.
Life is dandy.
Pac-2 powerhouse. Oregon State had a tough Saturday, trailing Fresno State at home 20-15 at halftime, which gave us this on-field chat with head coach Trent Bray.
We've allowed ourselves to create their success, both in special teams, joke, right? And then on big plays on defense, 2 long runs for touchdowns that shouldn't exist. They did nothing to harm us. We got to stop killing ourselves.
Special teams, a blank joke, included I think a dropped snap on a punt, and instead of getting tackled, the punter kicked the ball sideways.
Like a soccer ball.
Yes. Away from Fresno State. The halftime message didn't work because Oregon State lost this game 36-27.
Does the CW have enough in their budget to pay that FCC fine?
Oh, by the way, I thought you were going to do Oklahoma State. What?
Oh, boy.
What on earth was that? That is
69-3.
Are they all of a sudden, are they like Elon or something? Like, what is going on with that program?
I feel like last year I was saying they got to fire Mike Gundy, and I got a lot of pushback being like, you can't fire him. He's a legend.
That was the easiest win Oregon's ever had in their life.
They got to put Gundy out of his misery.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
They fired everyone but him.
Yeah.
He's the only coach from the staff that came back last year. He had replaced everyone else. That's the only way he saved his job.
It's kind of like the Giants' offense. Replaced everybody, or they brought everybody back except for that one person at quarterback.
I mean, 69-3.
Just also after you were talking smack all week. Like, and that's the Mike Gundy way, and that's whatever. He's not going to stop being him.
I mean, it could have been 169-3 if they wanted to.
Yeah,
you got that right.
The third stringers were running rings around Oklahoma State. It was ugly.
I'm good, guys.
Did you guys also see the fan in the Kansas-Missouri game that could have kicked a field goal for $25,000 pro, but instead pulled up his chest that just said F you, Kansas.
I did not see that.
And kicked it. No, I'm sorry. Said, F you, Kansas. F you, KU, thank you. And then kicked the ball instead of to the field goal through the uprights or even close, just at the sideline of Kansas.
I love it.
I mean, honestly,
it was halftime, so no one was really there. But
yeah, honestly, make your moment. Like, I love that rivalry. I love these smaller. I don't even want to call them smaller rivalries because they're not small in these areas, but like the ones that we don't think about. We always think about Michigan or Ohio State. The fact that these two teams played again was awesome.
Oh, who cares?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm big into the border war.
If you have no shot of making the field goal, this is when you just go nuclear, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, You really selling me those two football programs? I mean,
I do like it when Kansas and Missouri played. They used to play at Arrowhead Stadium, which was really cool. And now they made it a home game, which actually is a different flavor. But I think you had this fun moment that maybe you would not have had at Arrowhead.
Pearl, you don't like an Eli Drinkwitz, Lance Leipold showdown? It's like
coaches.
I don't even know you anymore.
Former UB head coach.
I
Lance
mean,
Leipold.
the funny thing this weekend was my buddy PFD commenter had a really viral tweet about Daniels being the front runner for the Heisman after he looked awesome early in the game.
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, Jalen. I didn't want to get it wrong. Jalen Daniels looking awesome, and then I'm like, PFT, why are you doing that? They're definitely going to lose now, and then they lost.
Yep. 888-710-4ISN. Bogues, thank you so much. Great job all morning.
Wow,
Coming
Jaden
up
Daniels.
Next, actually, is Luther Burton's playing tonight? Is he not from Mizzou?
Yes, he is.
Luther Burton will be on the field tonight along with Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy and the like. We got an NFC North showdown. We learned a little bit more about Caleb Williams over the weekend, though. We'll get to that next.
Look at that.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. We'll come clean on all the bets we lost this weekend in just a moment. But Jay is in Nashville, wants to talk about the Ravens' collapse last night. What's up, Jay?
What's up, guys? Man, I was working the fairgrounds last night, the Nashville Fairgrounds, watching, they had the circus, the racetrack, Geodis Park, feeling good. You know what I mean? Felt like a kid again. Came home to watch that. And, I was just like you. I heard you say it earlier, Maggie. I was like, man, why aren't they just going for that fourth down? Don't give them the ball back with all that time left. And you're right. It's like the Ravens, it's not just the players. It's the coaching staff who making bad decisions at the wrong time that makes them give away the game. And, I mean, that was just crazy. And I'm glad y'all mentioned that kicker because me and my roommate was looking at the game last night, and they put his face on the TV.
Matt
we
Prater.
both looked at each other like, who is that leatherhead-looking dude right there? He's in there right now.
Jay.
But, it did kind of trip us out. But, honestly, I thought everybody would be talking about Caitlin Clark leaving the insufferable WNBA for a year. But, you know what I mean? Also, you know what?
Jay, you sideswiped the WNBA. Wait, hold on. Let's pause on some of the things you said, Jay, because you're making a good point. And that Nashville Fair sounds delightful. I want some stories from that.
You said Geodis Park. That's where Nashville SC plays. I know you were wondering.
I was. So the Matt Prater, the kicker for the Bills last night, who gets called into duty because he got flown in on a red eye Thursday to Friday because their regular kicker was on IR. But for the Ravens, sneaky moment in the game where Buffalo is chasing a point all game long, essentially, because they got a penalty on the PAT, went for the 2-point conversion, did not get it. But then the Ravens kicker ends up missing a PAT and kind of got it back for him. Listen, was that the 1 million thing that happened that decided the outcome of the game? More like 1,000,001, but it just was a moment because they got rid of Justin Tucker because of all of the assault allegations against him from over the summer.
But the Bills played for a field goal on the last drive. They had tons of time to score a touchdown, so they would have scored a touchdown anyway.
Oh, Keon Coleman got tackled by a shoestring. I mean, that would have left the Ravens with 30 seconds left.
He would have gone down at the by the way, would he have gone down at the 1?
I don't trust Keon Coleman to
He's
go down.
He's a young guy, but second year.
I don't know if I trust that dude.
Yeah, so they easily could have scored anyway.
That's true. Anyway, hell of a win from the Bills last night. Let's come clean on some things
Maggie
that we got
and
wrong.
Perloff come clean.
Pearl, what'd you get wrong yesterday?
I was this weekend. I was all about Duke Blue Devils and Darian Mensah, and I thought I had a W. And then Illinois, who knew Luke Altmaier was awesome? So I got killed on that. I got killed on that bet because I was all about stick to basketball, Duke. That's all I'll say. I actually randomly did well on New York. The only bet I lost, for some reason I bet the Jets money line because you guys got in my ear.
I did too.
Yeah, and
I was a loser.
Yeah, but that was another one I thought I was going to win for sure.
Can I tell you the painful one for me is I had watched Virginia Tech last week, and I was like, they got some receivers. This could be fun. They're playing Vanderbilt at home. It's tied 10-10 at halftime. I go live bet on Virginia Tech. They got outscored 34-0 the rest of the way. So that one stunk.
Yeah.
And I also had the Texans money line. And just to round out what was an all-around crappy betting weekend, the Detroit Lions money line.
Oh, no.
Why? What'd you see in the Lions money line?
I thought that maybe everyone was riding the Micah stuff a little hard. Like, Lions had been winning in Green Bay this whole time, and they, were 6-1 in their last 7 against Green Bay. And I was like, you know what? No one's talking about the Lions. Let me put a little on the money line. And
well, I think, honestly, not an excuse, but they're still getting healthy from last year. Like, Aiden Hutchinson did not really have an offseason, and Aiden McNeil's not back. Like, they'll be better. Bad bet, though, Mag.
Terrible. EJ Stewart, thank you so much. Manny Rodriguez, thank you. Andrew Bogish, Andrew Kaplan, Guido's Coffee Drinkers, you guys all over the chat today. We couldn't do it without you. We'll see you tomorrow to answer more questions, and we'll react to Monday Night Football. You got the Bears and the Vikings tonight. Enjoy it.
I think she really tried.